Case number 108 on the calendar in the matter of Hayes versus Cheney. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
How old are you, Miss Hayes?
I'm 24.
How many children do you have?
Just one.
What do you do for a living?
I bartend.
Do you have any other source of income other than from your bartending?
No.
Ever receive any supplements from the state?
Right now I get medical for my child, and I do receive food assistance too.
Your complaint is that a little over a year ago, you made an arrangement with Mr. Cheney, who is the father of your daughter, that in lieu of child support, he would furnish you with a car.
Right.
The car would remain in his name until it was paid off, and he would pay $200 a month towards the car instead of giving you money for child support.
Correct.
And that was just fine for a year, and then car was taken from the front of your house. You thought it was Mr. Cheney who took that car. You reported it stolen to the police. That car was subsequently found. Mr. Cheney decided, I don't want this aggravation. I'd rather give her the child support. So he turned the car in. According to him, he's now sending you $200 a month in child support. So he doesn't want to be bothered with the car business anymore. And you want the value of the car, and you say that you put in a substantial amount of money into the car.
Correct.
Things like rims.
Actually, the rims and tires on the car, I were not on it when it was stolen, so that wouldn't be part of it. But the stereo system and other
Window
things on the
tints.
car. Yeah.
Why did you need window tints on the car?
Because it was a nice new car, and I had it, and with my income tax return, I put some money into my car.
You're a single mother raising a child on tips and wages from being a bartender. And are you telling me that you took that money and instead of putting it in a college fund for your daughter, you tinted the windows on your car and
I
you
sure did.
upgraded the stereo? You sure did. Your priorities are a little screwed up.
At that time, I wasn't receiving any assistance, and I was doing just fine.
I don't care whether you were receiving any assistance or not. How much money do you have put away for your daughter for college?
None.
And when you receive Medicaid and when you receive food stamps, you're receiving welfare. And before I would put money into tinting my windows in my car, I would put money towards my child's future. That's what a grown-up does. I just want to mention that, madam, because I was actually appalled at that piece of your complaint when you say you want that money back from him because he repossessed the car and sold it after you had put in this window tints and stereo system and fancy rims on the car. And so he owes you $4,000. Now, Mr. Cheney.
Yes.
Why did you take the car back?
I didn't take the car back. It was reported stolen. I found it 2 blocks from her house, sitting in an apartment complex, which I did some checking around and I got proof that the car was there and that she's been in and out of those apartment complexes many times while it was there. It was given back to me by a police officer.
Because the car was in your name.
The car was in my name. I took it back to the car lot because I didn't want no problems. She's trying to put me in jail all the time. I didn't want no problems with it.
Fine. You used the car for a year?
I did. If I wanted to put him in jail, Your Honor, he would be in prison right now.
You used the car for a year?
I did.
How much do you think that it would cost if you leased a car for a year?
I have no idea.
How much is he paying you now in child support?
He has paid me $200 for the last 2 months, but I'm currently
Who is this
filing.
person?
This is my girlfriend.
Tell her to keep her mouth shut. Because you two have a child together, and she's not supposed to exacerbate any bad feeling that may exist between the two of you.
She's been the communicator between the both
Which
of us.
is making it worse.
In court, she has nothing to say. And she should have as little to say as possible, because that's not going to be a good thing. You two have to learn how to get along together, because you made a child together.
There is a 2-year restraining order. I had no permission whatsoever to talk to this female for 2 years. She is the communicator by court.
He was talking to me up until I don't know what happened, and she decided that she didn't want that anymore, and now she's been the communicator, and she makes things up between the two of us and causes more
Very
problems.
bad. That's very unfortunate. Who got a restraining order against whom?
The state actually pressed it for a no-contact order because of a domestic violence that we had.
Who supervises visitation?
No one supervises visitation. She was picking up for a while our daughter and bringing him to him for the weekend, and then we would meet and I'd pick her up.
Oh,
He stopped seeing her about 8 months ago, though.
No, I didn't stop seeing her.
Or not 8 months
She
ago.
quit letting me see her. She said, you're not seeing your child again until we're done with court. This court right here today. First it was, you better start paying me payments, pay her payments. Nope, you can't have her. Now we're going to court. Oh, no, not till court's over. So I'm paying, I haven't even seen my child in like 4 months.
Do you have an order of visitation?
I don't think so.
Well, go and get one. If you don't have an order of visitation, then you see your child whenever she says you can. If you have an order of visitation, sir, that's fixed by a court, you will see your child whenever the court tells you you can see your child. Do you understand the difference?
Yes, I do.
Well, then you got to get off your duff and go into court and file for an order of visitation.
Well, I was trying to do it out of court.
Well, that's stupid.
Your Honor, I've never told him he couldn't see his daughter.
Just a second. That's stupid.
That's stupid.
You pick yourself up and you go to the local domestic relations court or the family court, wherever you live, and you file a petition to see your child, whatever. And she just says, I told him he could see her whenever.
She don't
Listen
bring her,
to me.
then I can't see her.
Listen to me. That's not up to her. Go. If somebody told me I couldn't see my child, I wouldn't wait 4 months to go to court. She knew how to go to court to get an order of support, right?
Right.
You do have an order of support.
Yes, we do.
$200.
That's not court ordered.
It's not court ordered.
That's not. I'm in the process right now of getting back into the court ordered amount, which is $280 a month.
It's ordered that I pay $280 a month already. We had a verbal agreement outside of it to pay $200 a month. So
No, to pay
For the car.
but to pay for the car.
Now I'm in the process of getting the $280 a month again.
Very good. So you'll get your $280 a month. Good. I don't know what you want.
What I want basically is I put all this money into this car.
That was stupid.
It was a
That
bad
was
decision.
stupid.
Bad
Who told
decision.
you? Who told you? Listen to me. Who told you to tint the wheels, buy rims, buy a stereo, tint the whatever? What did I say? Tint the rims?
You said tint the wheels, but
Tint the
you
wheels.
tint the-
Whatever you do, madam, that's your prerogative. I can really understand why he doesn't want to have anything to do with you other than paying child support and picking up the child because clearly you don't like each other. You don't get that money back.
Have you seen the contract?
What? I don't care. Listen to me.
He agrees in the contract to pay me the money that he owes me when if the contract was ever broken that I had into the car. He agreed to that. So
she willingly gave up the car by reporting it stolen. Pretty much
I had to report it stolen. It was stolen from my
Pretty
house.
much set me up
If I wanted to
because
send him to prison, he tried to kill
I
me.
have
I have police
witnesses
reports. I could have.
saying that she was.
Then I have a question for you, Miss Hayes, because it always strikes me that women can be so foolish. If he tried to kill you, and if you are afraid of him,
I'm not afraid of him.
well, I would be afraid of somebody who tried to kill me, Miss Hayes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's your daughter's money.
Okay, well, my daughter needs me to feed her and put her through.
Right.
Right, so I have to get to and from school or work, right?
Right.
Okay, so
But in a car that doesn't have tinted windows.
And later today,
February, she decided that she was going to have some plastic surgery done. Had a cabaret party, spent over $2,000 to have this party, and I still didn't get my money.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Diana Hayes says the father of her child, Jason Cheney, owes for illegally repossessing her car. Diana says Jason's actions are hurting their daughter.
Miss Hayes, I would be afraid of anybody who tried to kill me, especially someone with whom I had had a relationship. I don't need you for anything, okay? I certainly wouldn't put myself in a position where I had any kind of business relationship with them. Listen to me, any kind of business relationship with them. There has to be a reason for that. Now, one of the reasons for that might be, you see, if he's giving you $280 a month, you could purchase your own car. However, if he's giving you $280 a month, the other assistance that you might be getting from the state, including the Medicaid and the food stamps, would be taken away. So, right?
Yes,
Yes,
no problem
sure.
with that.
So listen to me. So this way, you got the Medicaid, you got the food stamps, and you got your car. So if you think about it...
That was reported. That was part of my income. His $200 a month toward my car was part of my income. Reported. It still wasn't
Interesting.
enough. So
Interesting. So then I don't understand why somebody who was so fearful of somebody's bad temper...
he wasn't even making the payments.
Listen to me. I don't understand why someone who was so fearful of somebody's bad temper would enter into any kind of business relationship
I was
without
already in it.
anything... What?
I was already into it before then. I was already into this. I was already into this agreement. This was already going on before.
Then say, here's your car back. I
was
don't
already
want it.
into this
Listen
car
to
this
me.
much money. I
Here's your
wasn't-
car back. I don't want your car. I want you to pay me $280 a month. You pay it through the court. You come and visit every other week or every week, just as the court is going to tell you to do. And that's what we do. You don't have a convoluted business arrangement. In any event, I don't see where he owes you $4,000, Miss Hayes.
To rent a car.
What?
I no longer have use of a car that I put $4,000 into. I no longer have use of this car. Do you pay $4,000 to rent a car? No, you paid $4,000 to buy a car, not rent a car. Am I wrong?
She got her use out of
Listen
the car.
to me,
I
Matt.
used the car for a little over a year. It was a good car. I would have drove it for
Listen
5
to
more
me, madam.
years.
That-
I bought that car.
He doesn't want any part of you, and you don't want any part of him. Now take the money that he's giving you and go and put it towards a car, which is exactly what you did before.
She already did.
I am doing now.
Perfect. Did you buy a car?
I'm paying.
You're paying it off, which is exactly what you were doing before. You were
What?
paying it off with his money.
No, my money. My child support money.
No.
My money.
No, that's not your money. That's your daughter's money.
Okay, well, my daughter needs me to feed her and put her through.
Right.
Right, so I have to get to and from school or work, right?
Right.
Okay, so...
But in a car that doesn't have tinted windows. Goodbye, Miss Hayes.
Parties are excused when they step out.
He tried to kill me. I have police reports.
We got into domestic violence and we pushed each other around. That's about
He
it.
threatened me in the police report that if I said anything, then he would take my car away.
She reported stolen, tried to get me in trouble. It backfired in her face.
She keeps trying to get him in trouble. She can't handle the fact that they're no longer together.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Anderson versus Miller. Step forward.
Lori Anderson is suing her former co-worker, Tynesha Miller, for unpaid loans to pay her rent and bills. Lori says instead of paying her back, Tynesha had plastic surgery.
Miss Anderson, Miss Miller was a former friend of yours.
Yes.
And a co-worker.
Yes.
And it is your claim that you made 2 loans to her,
Yes.
and she hasn't paid you back. And Miss Miller says you were a real nice gal, you're a good-natured person, and you made gifts to her at a time when she needed money. That's her defense. Is that right?
Yes.
How long, Miss Miller, had you been friendly with Miss Anderson?
Probably 2 weeks after she started working.
And when was that?
December, January, I'm not exactly sure.
December of '03.
And what kind of business are you in?
I worked at a surgery center. I did the scheduling there.
And you?
I'm the surgery triage coordinator.
And when was the first loan that you made, Miss Anderson?
It was on April 14th, 2004.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding that loan, Miss Miller. Or that money that she gave you.
Okay. I was on the phone and she overheard the conversation, and it was...
Well, what was the conversation about?
My conversation was about my gas had got turned off, and she overheard the conversation.
Why was your gas turned off? For non-payment of
Yes.
the bill?
Yes.
How much do you make a year?
I believe it's like $33,000.
So what were you spending your money on?
My children and paying my bills.
How many children do you have?
4.
Who else lives in your home?
Just the children and myself.
Where's their father?
I guess he's around.
Does he pay you support?
We only get a check maybe once a year when he files his taxes, and that's it.
Does he
Your Honor,
see?
if I can just interrupt, there
Yes.
are 4 different fathers.
Lori Anderson says former co-worker Tynesha Miller owes for a series of unpaid loans. Lori says Tynesha played on her sympathy.
Okay, so your gas was being shut off.
And she volunteered that.
Well, tell me what she said.
Well, she came to me and said, "I'm your friend. You know, I love you and your children. I want to help." At which point in time, I told her no. That was it was a lot of money, and the gas bill was high, $780. So she was like, "Let me do this. This is something that I want to do. I can't go home and go to sleep tonight knowing that your gas is cut off. It's cold and
Okay. Very
she
nice
made-
lady.
She had-
Nice lady.
Right.
When was the next time you took money from Miss Anderson?
I believe it was 04.
September of '04.
Had she paid you any of the $780 back?
No, ma'am. And in the midst of this time, there was also 2 other occasions I had given Miss Miller money in the amount of $80 both times.
Did she say she would pay you back?
Yes, she did.
That
It
amount?
was always in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks would come in the next 2 weeks.
What was the money for in September?
It was for her rent, Your Honor. She didn't pay her rent. She was going to be evicted from her apartment, and I love her children. We were friends. I trusted her. Even though she hadn't paid me the $780, I still couldn't go home in good conscience knowing that she was going to be evicted from her apartment. So I did write her a check in the amount of $893, which she did cash.
So far, is that correct?
Yes.
What arrangements did you have with her for repayment of all this money?
Just, I will pay you back in 2 weeks, in 2 weeks. After the check in September, we were discussing it. She said, "Lori, I know I haven't paid you back the money. I'm going to get, a pretty good income tax check this year, and I'll pay you back with the income tax check." And I said, "That's fine, Tanisha." So in February, she decided that she was going to have some plastic surgery done. Had a cabaret party, spent over $2,000 to have this party, and I still didn't get my money.
Just a second. What kind of cabaret party?
It's just a cabaret that you throw and you raise money.
For what?
People throw cabarets and they raise money just
What were
for
you
whatever
raising
reason.
What were you raising?
I was
money
going to
for?
have cosmetic surgery.
Why didn't you give her back the money?
She didn't want the money. I offered. That's what she's leaving out. I have offered, and she denied. I'm not going to take your money. I told
When did you
I would-
offer her the money?
Around income tax time.
You mean after this cabaret party?
No, the cabaret came after income tax time. So I offered the money before the cabaret.
Your Honor, she offered to write me a $500 check.
And what did you say?
And I'm like, okay. And the day progressed, no check. And the week progressed, no check. And then we stopped speaking. I was hanging around with some people she didn't like. We stopped speaking. I asked her for the money. She said, you'll have your money by Tuesday. Well, Tuesday's come and gone, about 45 Tuesdays from then. And I still haven't got my money. And then, Your Honor, to top it off, my birthday, we made plans to go out on my birthday, which was fine. She was going to pay for my birthday cake. I'm like,
When was this?
May 13th is my birthday.
Of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were still speaking?
We
in
were
May.
still speaking. We were still co-workers. Yes, we did. We worked very closely together. I was still trying to be a friend, be the kind of person that I needed to be. And on my birthday, she's like, I'm going to order you a cake. We're going to go out. I'm going to pay for it. I'm like, you don't have to pay for my cake. I can pay for my cake. So the day before my birthday, she came to me and she said, Lori, I don't have the money to pay for your birthday cake. Can I borrow the money from you? So me, being the person I am, I gave her the money for my birthday cake. The next day, she brought my birthday cake to work. Come to find out, one of our other coworkers had also given her the money for my birthday cake. To top it off, my husband and I paid for her dinner that night also.
I don't see anything funny about it.
She's making it sound worse than what it really is.
No, it's
This is the type of person.
Just a minute. It sounds pretty bad to me. You know, a lady who's earning $33,000 a year and getting some other support for her children from their father, whether it's from income tax return from one father and some other sporadic money from another father, raising 4 kids is expensive. But when you have a friend who is willing to help you over some rough spots, I think that that's terrific. And I would be much more sympathetic with you in your position as a single mother of 4 children if you didn't spend $2,000 to have a cabaret party, if you had a little more priority about what you were going to do with your money. Do you understand what I'm saying, Miss Miller?
Yes, I do.
Because you're supposed to act mature if you have 4 children. You're supposed to be mature if you have 4 children. You're not supposed to be foolish. You're not supposed to say, well, maybe I'll get, I don't know what kind of cosmetic surgery you wanted. You want bigger chest, little chest, bigger behind, smaller behind. Who knows? Who cares? First, you take care of your responsibility. And first, you take care of your debts. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,673. That's all.
Parties are all, miss, everybody. Thank you. Your Honor, this is case number 29 on calendar in the matter of Rodriguez versus Morales. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
Expert.
You're welcome, Judge.
Miss Rodriguez, the defendant is your cousin's husband.
Correct.
Where is your cousin? She here?
No, she's not.
According to what I read, your cousin's husband, Mr. Morales, vandalized your car by kicking it, causing dents in the car. He says he didn't do it. So I have a few questions, and I'm going to start out with him, because I was interested in your answer, Mr. Morales.
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you and your wife been married?
About 3 years, going on 4 years.
And according to your answer, sir, your wife and Diana were good friends. Aside from being cousins, they were friends.
Yes.
And your wife called you one day and said that she wanted to go out to speak to Diana, just to have a girls' night out.
She didn't say to go out. She said she wanted to go to dinner. Apparently something was going on.
Well, that's dinner. That's going out.
Okay, well, it turned out to be some other...
No, but that she told you she wanted to go out for dinner.
Yes.
You have children?
Yes, we do.
How many children do you have?
We have 4.
4 children in 3 years. How did that happen?
We have 2 together, and we each brought daughters into the marriage.
So your wife said she would like to have dinner with her cousin Diana.
Yes.
And you said okay.
Yes.
Well, what did you say?
I said dinner would be fine.
You didn't give your wife any specific instructions, though.
No instructions other than I made it clear that I didn't expect her to turn it into a drinking evening. They're very good friends, they're close. I didn't have any problem with that. She hadn't had time to herself, so...
Do you ever go out, Mr. Morales?
No.
Never go out and socialize?
No.
Tell me what happened next, sir.
Once I got home and she was getting ready to go out.
What time was that?
That was 6, maybe 6:30.
Okay.
And her cousin came, picked her up, and then they left. Maybe about 15 minutes after they left, my wife called on the cell phone and told me that they weren't hungry. that they wanted to go and have a couple drinks. Didn't like the idea, but my wife hadn't had really
Well,
much.
what did you say to her?
I ended up telling her it was fine. I told her just I didn't want her out. I didn't expect her to be out late, and I didn't expect her to drink.
But they were going out to drink.
Not to drink and drive. I made
She
it,
wasn't driving. She picked her up.
If one was going to be drinking, I assumed they would both be drinking. So I told her, I made it clear to her that if they needed me to pick them up, that I would be available to pick them up.
Oh, so you said go and have a good time, but if you're both drinking, I'll be available to come pick you up. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And I made it clear that I didn't want it to be a late evening. I told her if you're going to go, talk, have a good time, just I don't expect you to come home 11,
Late.
12 o'clock. Late.
You told her you didn't want him home after 11.
Yes.
How old is your wife?
She's 30.
Go ahead.
At 8:30, it was around 8:30, she called me, and at that time she was letting me know that she was having a good time, but they were wrapping it up and getting ready to head home. Okay, are you guys okay? She said yes, they were fine, everything was going well. So the location where she said they were going to be is maybe 15, 20 minutes. Maybe an hour later, I hadn't received any calls, so I tried calling the cell phone, and at that time the cell phone was off. Off or had no power. I probably tried the cell phone every 15 minutes or so after that, and 8:30 turned to 9:30, turned to 10:30, turned to about 11:30 is when I started getting concerned. I started to get the kids up and wanted to go and see if I can find her, so drove up to the area where they said they were going to be. Different path on the way home, thinking I might see them stranded.
Didn't see them.
Didn't see them. Kept trying the cell phone for...
Okay, you tried the cell phone. You didn't. What time did they finally come home?
They came home at about 2:30.
And what happened when they got home?
Well, they drove up. I was actually getting the kids ready to go out and look again when they drove up. I went out to the car. First thing was, what happened, is everything okay? When I saw the condition that they were in, I turned to being very, very upset. Said some things I probably shouldn't have. Grabbed the door, opened it, took my wife out of the car. The seatbelt was still on, so I had to reach in and undo the seatbelt for her. She had trouble even standing, getting out of the car.
She managed to get into the car.
Yes.
And put a seatbelt on.
Yes.
Okay, now Miss Rodriguez, coming back to you. You're out for the evening.
Right.
Where'd you go?
We went to a bar that they served. It was actually a wine and beer bar. They served appetizers. We did have appetizers and drinks.
Okay, what time did you get home?
We probably got to their house around 1:30.
Were you having a good time?
Yes, we did actually. We had a really good time. It was actually our first night out alone since the time they got married, because she is not allowed to go out alone.
What do you mean she's not allowed to go out alone?
It always has to be in a group setting, or he has to be there.
Had you socialized before she got married?
Yes, we were, besides being cousins, we were really good friends. We always went out before they got married. Once they got married, that stopped.
Did Mrs. Morales turn her phone off?
You know, I'm not sure if she did, but I know she did receive a call from him several times.
Did she take the calls?
Once, when we were about 5 minutes away from their house. She did answer the phone. It was him, and I can tell at that point that something was wrong, because she looked frightened, and the way she was speaking was not, I mean, I can tell something was
Did you
wrong.
speak to your wife before she got home?
No.
Did not?
The phone was off up until she got home, and I showed her that the phone was off once she got inside, and I actually was angry and broke the phone because it was off.
How did you break the phone?
I threw it.
Where were your children?
They were in the bedroom.
Up or sleeping?
Up.
So what happened when you came home?
As we were driving down the street where they live on, I can see him coming out. He must have been looking in the window, or I don't know, because I can see him pulling towards the street.
What are you pulling towards the street? He was in his car?
I mean, walking towards the street.
Okay.
And I was driving in, and he opened the door just like he said. He pulled her out. He yelled at her first and said, "Are you crazy? You're married." Then turned to me and said, you ruined us. And was yelling, and he was out of control, very angry. I didn't say anything. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I was frightened. And he kicked my car twice within maybe a 2-minute gap.
You have pictures of the damage to the car?
I do. As a matter of fact, my car was 3 weeks old when he did this, so I was very upset. Brand new car.
Yes, sir.
When I got my wife out of the car, I expected this whole thing to be about maybe something resulting from slamming the car door. I did not stand there and kick anything. The whole process of taking her out of the car, I did say things that I shouldn't have said, but I did not kick the car. I slammed the extent of what I did to that car was slamming the car door. If I had damaged something, I was furious. I was furious.
Furious.
I was.
So furious, sir, that you couldn't control your temper inside your house, and you took the cell phone and you broke it inside the house with 3 children, at least 3 children, home and awake, according to you at 2:30 in the morning. According to her, it was 1:30. According to you, 2:30 in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
You couldn't control yourself sufficiently in front of your children. So you expect me to believe that she dented her own car? Why would she dent her own car, a 3-week-old car? Why do you think she would do that?
She lives in, I have no doubt in my mind, she lives in a apartment complex with underground parking.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the damage.
Oh, well, show it to him. Show it to him. This didn't come from another car, sir.
Oh, and
This didn't come from another car.
Can I say something? He's seen the damage because I mailed him pictures and a letter about 2 weeks after.
Have you spoken to your cousin since?
No. I called her the next day because I was concerned. I wanted to know. I left her a message on her cell phone. I just wanted to...
She hasn't called you back?
No. Ever since then, she's avoided me, and I know she's avoided mutual friends that we have.
Well...
And actually, maybe, I don't know if she's avoiding them, but he denies her every time someone calls.
Mr. Morales, it's not my job to be a therapist, sir. And if you've got your wife so intimidated that she has a fear of maintaining contacts that she's had all of her life, like her cousin, that's very unfortunate. I certainly wouldn't let you do that to me. The fact that you have no interest in going out and socializing with friends is your business. If your wife, every once in a while, needs to get away from the pressures of a full-time job and taking care of 4 children, she's entitled to do that and blow off some steam every once in a while. Don't you think so, Mr. Morales?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the problem whether she's married or not? Where did you think she was at 1 o'clock in the morning? Did you think she was out sleeping with somebody else?
No, ma'am.
No.
But it's not a
she...
matter of the marriage. This was a matter of, all it takes is one mistake of drinking and driving, and it changes everything for my kids.
They got home fine, Mr. Morales. You
They
should
had been drinking.
They got home fine. Then you wait until the next day, and you say to your wife, you know, it was dangerous last night. You know, you were drinking, Diana was drinking. I told you I'd be more than happy to come pick you up. You really had me worried. That's not what happened, sir. Mr. Morales, what happened is you lost your temper.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I had no problem paying for the loan, assuming that she would do what she could to help me out.
What you wanted her to do, sir, is to lower your child support payments.
Right.
So that you could pay for this hobby craft.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Diana Rodriguez says her cousin's husband, Alex Morales, kicked a dent into the side of her car. Alex says Diana took his wife out for a night on the town and brought her home drunk.
How many times in the last 4 years has your wife been out for an evening alone without you?
Within 5 times. Not very often.
Not very often. With friends or off to an emergency room? It's a simple question. With friends?
Co-workers.
Co-workers?
Yes.
Out for an evening?
No.
4 or 5 times? For what?
No, after work, a dinner, banquets, things like that, but not to go out clubbing.
You think going out with her cousin is going out clubbing?
Yes.
She picked him. She may be happy with him.
And
if not, it's not your business. Can I see the estimate to fix your car, please? Mr. Morales, how you and your wife conduct your business is really none of my business. However, you have absolutely no right to take out your frustration on Miss Rodriguez's brand new car. In order to fix her car, it's going to cost $2,600. She probably has insurance to cover it. There's absolutely no reason for her to have to submit this to her insurance because of your hissy fit. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,600. That's all.
All is excused. You may step out.
He just doesn't want to take responsibility for his actions.
It wasn't a controlling thing. It was her kind of knowing at what point would, I'd be set off.
I don't have a relationship with her.
As far as I'm concerned, if she wants to stay married to me, I wouldn't allow them to go out again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Davis versus Jemison. Step forward, please.
Call center supervisor Penny Davis is suing the father of her son, car rental manager Jerome Jemison, for a loan to buy a motorcycle. Jerome says Penny was supposed to use her child support money to make payments.
Ms. Davis, the defendant is your former boyfriend and the father of your children. How many children do you have with him?
We only have one.
When was the last time you lived together?
Over 5 years.
When did you make this loan for a motorcycle?
July of 2003.
Why?
Basically, he wanted to purchase a motorcycle, so he came to me and asked me if I would help him obtain a loan to purchase a motorcycle.
Why couldn't he get his own loan?
His credit wasn't good enough for that. So he did all the legwork, and basically I showed up and signed the papers, and he got a check for the purchase of the motorcycle.
Wasn't that a big mistake?
I would have to second-guess myself at this point and say yes, but at that point in time, I thought I was helping someone that I could trust.
So you thought you were helping out a friend, but then he stopped making payments on the loan.
Yes.
When did you stop making payments on the loan, sir?
Actually, my last payment was November of last year.
Why?
When I lost my job, about 3 months after we got the loan, I got another job making considerably less, and child support was not lowered.
So?
Penny and I actually had a conversation then in the summer of last year where she agreed that because I could not get that child support modified and lowered to then match the new calculation on my new salary, that she would then pay that amount.
No, I did not.
Just a second. She would pay what amount?
Any additional amount towards the loan because I could no longer afford it.
Why didn't you sell the motorcycle?
There's no way I would get anything close to what I paid for
You have the title to it?
Yeah.
Let me see it.
It'll actually say on it that it is a rebuilt salvage.
So this motorcycle is how old?
1994 with some 95 parts on it, I think.
Now, you don't use this to get back and forth to work, is that right?
No.
It's a hobby.
To some degree.
And how much do you think you could get for it if you went to sell it?
$1,000 to $1,200.
And how much is left on the loan?
$3,744 and
$3,744
and 61 cents. That's
okay,
the payoff amount.
Yes. That's the payoff amount.
Yes. I also asked Mr. Jemison to give me the title.
Yeah, well, he's going to do that today.
Judge Judy, if I can mention one thing. When we entered into this agreement...
Just a second.
Okay.
Before he mentions a thing, Bird, find the right place where he's supposed to sign off on this thing, because he's going to give the title to us so she can sell it.
Can I make a statement short of that?
Not short of it, after you sign it.
Transferor.
Perfect. Now you can give that to her. Now you can go pick it up.
Thank you.
And sell it. Now you wanted to say something to me, Mr. Jemison?
Yeah. We went in it with the understanding that she'd have my back and I'd have hers. I had no problem paying for the loan, assuming that she would do what she could to help me out.
What you wanted her to do, sir, is to lower your child support payments.
Right.
So that you could pay for this hobby craft. That's what
Sure.
you want. Listen to me, sir. If you said to me, Judge, I needed a way to get to work. And if I couldn't get to work, I couldn't pay child support. This is my mode of transportation. I'd have a little sympathy for you. That's not what you're saying to me. You're saying to me, this is a hobby. I have another car that I use for work.
I don't actually own a car.
I don't care how you get to work. I don't care if you get to work by subway or if you get to work by trolley.
Okay.
This is not your mode of transportation to work. So if you lost your job and you had to replace a job with a job where you were making less money, the answer isn't cutting your child support payments, sir. The answer is getting rid of your... I'm speaking. The answer is getting rid of your hobby. You don't say to her, take less money, agree to take less money so that I can make the payments, because that's what you said in your answer. I said to myself, I'm not getting this right.
Well, let me try
He wants to reduce his child support, and she said no. So let me read it here. Let me read it here so I got it. I should have it exactly. She agreed to make the payments out of the child support that I was giving her.
Out of the additional child support.
There's no additional child support, sir. There's no additional child support. You moved for a downward modification. Because
yes.
you moved for a downward modification.
Right.
The downward modification was denied.
Correct.
So there's no extra child support. She didn't get extra child support. You didn't like the computation with your new job. And your new job, according to the federal guidelines, probably said there's a low end and a high end, and they said to you, whatever it is, you're going to pay the high end.
Right.
Been there,
Okay.
done that. Now you have a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of
$2,544.
$2,544. Sell the motorcycle. Goodbye and good luck. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 198 on the calendar in the matter of Rose versus Mashoud. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Rose, you rented a room from the defendant, and according to your complaint, you were forced to move out early.
Yes.
You want prorated rent.
Yes.
You certainly want your security deposit back. And you want compensation for what you say were very nasty things that the defendant posted about you on the internet.
That's correct.
The defendant says that you chose to move out. You don't get compensated for choosing to leave before the end of the 30 days. That your cat did some damage to the rug, so you don't get your security back. And she acknowledges she wrote nasty things about you on the internet, but she said everything she wrote about you was the truth, and the truth is a perfect defense.
That's very true.
When did you move into this room, Ms. Rose?
On May 1st. On April 22nd, I answered an ad.
Do you recall what it said?
It said that I was going to be a roommate, that it was $400 for the rent, that she had 3 cats, and 1 more would be great. And
No, just a second. That's not what the ad said.
Yes, it did. It said she had 3 cats and 1 more would be great.
Oh, that's what the ad said?
Yes.
It must be a very long ad. Where was it?
Craigslist.com.
.org. .org. Correction. Tell me what happened when you went and looked in the house.
It was 11 o'clock at night. She said that it was dirty, but she would clean it, and that the hot water in the sink was broken, the pipe, but she would fix it before I moved in, and the toilet that I was renting out with the bathroom was broken as well, but that would be fixed as well.
How many rooms did you look at?
3 different rooms, and this is the one that I chose.
This is the one that had a broken sink, a broken toilet, and was filthy. Is the one that you chose, Miss Rose?
Actually, it was the rent. It was cheaper than normal. Others were asking for $650, so I figured I was only going to be here till the summer. It should not be an issue.
Was the toilet fixed?
No, the toilet was never fixed, and neither was the hot water, which I had to eat out because I couldn't wash dishes. There were maggots in the sink. There were roaches,
Who
flies.
else lived in the house?
It was supposed to be just myself and Sheena, and she brought her crackhead mother in, who has no teeth and has tattoos everywhere, who she failed to mention was an ex-convict who had been in jail for 12 years for a violent crime. Not only that, but...
Just a second. When you moved in May 1st, was her mother there?
No, her mother was not there.
When did her mother move in?
Her mother started coming by in the middle of May and started hanging out, bringing her other crackhead friends who had no teeth.
I'm a dentist's daughter. Let's not talk about the teeth. Let's talk about the drugs.
Okay.
What makes you think that she was using crack?
Because I came home the night before I moved out, and her friend were smoking crack in the living room.
That would give me a clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your mother incarcerated for, Miss Mashoud?
I believe it was theft, and she violated her parole several times.
She violated her parole because of her drug use?
No, it had to do with the fact that she wasn't seeing her probation officer like she was supposed to when she was released early.
Listen, if you're released early and you want to stay out of jail, unless you're involved with drugs, you usually see a probation officer.
Well, actually, the problem was that she moved back to Colorado without asking her probation officer, and she stayed out there for 3 years.
Well, that would be a problem.
Yes, obviously, as the rule was that she was supposed to keep in
How long was she incarcerated?
I'm not sure. I never lived with my mom as a child, so.
When was she released from prison?
At least 5 years ago.
How come she started to come to your house?
Because I previously, before she had ever moved in, had paid my mom to come to my house to clean my apartment because I work 18-hour days. I have 2 different jobs. I work a bar job at night, and during the day I'm a special effects makeup artist. I work very hard, and I don't have time to spend, even if it is 4 hours that I get to sleep, to spend cleaning up my apartment.
You mean there's nobody else that could clean your apartment other than your mother?
Well, I don't trust anybody else to come into my apartment because I have many things that are worth a lot of money.
So what you're telling me is you trust your mother?
Yes, I do.
The mother who she says, and I believe her,
yes,
invited somebody into your home and they were smoking dope in your house.
Nobody else other than my mom was invited into my home.
Well, she did. Bring somebody else into your home.
I had never seen the person.
Well, I'm telling you, she did. She did, so your judgment wasn't very good. In choosing your mother, listen to me, your judgment wasn't very good in choosing your mother to clean your house.
I believe my judgment was just fine. Aside from the fact that she had been incarcerated before, it doesn't mean that she would do anything like that again.
Well,
It was
but
a
she
petty
brought
problem.
somebody,
I
listen
love
to
my
me.
mother.
She brought somebody into your house and they were smoking
There's
dope
no
in
proof
your
of that.
house.
Who is that?
I believe her.
I'm glad you believe her, but I don't know that that's true. I know that my mom has not been on drugs for many years. I know that she does have permanent psychosis because of doing drugs for many years, and that is true. But she is not a current drug user, otherwise I wouldn't bring her into my house, because I wouldn't trust her around my stuff personally.
Ms. Michoud, that's your problem. You want to
Yes,
have
it
this
is.
unabiding faith in your mother, with whom you say you never resided when you were growing up,
That's
who was
true.
incarcerated most of that time. That's up to you. I absolutely, 100% believe her when she says that she came home the day before she moved out and your mother was in the house smoking dope, which, as far as I'm concerned, gives her the right to leave in the middle of the month.
Well,
I'm speaking. What day of the month did you move out?
It was the 18th.
So you want prorated rent for the 12 days that you weren't there.
That's correct.
Okay, and how much does that come to?
$146.50.
My mother had not moved in at that point. She was a guest of mine.
Excuse me?
Shh! Listen to me. She doesn't, listen to me very carefully, Miss Michoud. She doesn't, listen, try to listen. I know you got a lot going on in your hair and your face, everything else, but try to pay attention. She doesn't have to live in your house. You have invited a guest into your home, your mother, who was involved in behavior that I believe could have endangered someone else who was living in the house. If the police had come to your house and found your mother and someone else in possession of crack cocaine in your house, everyone in the house would have been involved in that drug sweep. So she was very smart to move out. And since you have acknowledged that you invited your mother into the house for the purposes of cleaning, you can't say she had no right to move. She did have a right to move. And since you invited this problem into your house, you have to compensate her for the 12 days in rent that she did not have use and enjoyment of her room.
Well,
that's my ruling. You may not like it. That's why
She
you
failed to
go
mention
to
that her boyfriend
that's
is a
why
speed addict,
I'm speaking.
and he's in
listen,
my and he's
listen
staying
to
in
me.
my house.
Listen to me very
For the
carefully.
whole time she was there.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. I don't know where else you work or what else you do to enhance your senses, but in my courtroom, I speak, I listen.
Obviously, you don't listen very well.
You don't. I'm listening. You're not hearing what I'm saying because you don't like the answer.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm not going to ask her how she's going to establish that you committed the kinds of sex acts that she attributes to you because it's really
to how she
unseemly.
meets random
Suffice,
men on
I'm
the internet.
speaking.
And later today,
Somebody standing there with an open door, primping, while I'm waiting to get into a parking space, would rile that out of me. I can't even tell you what it would do to my husband.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jenny Rose says ex-roommate Sheena Michoud owes for the return of rent and a security deposit. Jenny also claims Sheena slandered her via the internet.
How much is your security?
$200. I have a copy of the sublease as well.
Can I see it, please?
And I have a copy of the letter she told me to vacate immediately.
Okay.
She wanted me to pay for her mother's rent for the next month.
Listen. Did you write this letter? There will be a $500 rent increase for your bedroom and private bathroom starting July 1st. Did you write this?
Yes, that's what
All right, good.
Hutchinson told me to do.
$146.50 and $200 for your security deposit. Do you have any pictures of the ruined rug that was allegedly caused by her cats?
No, but
Good. Now I would like to see what was written on the internet.
This is a networking site that my coworkers, my supervisors and boss, as well as my family and friends read. I was contacted by one of my coworkers.
Well, the one thing I do know for sure, Miss Michoud, is that you have a filthy mouth.
Thank you.
And I assume that you work in this town?
Yes, I do.
Good. I certainly hope that enough people, since we do have a reasonable audience in this town, watch this and know that I personally am offended that a woman would use the kind of vulgarities that you do written. I don't think quite frankly, Miss Rose, that any fair-minded, reasonable person would accept anything that you wrote here as true.
Oh, of course not.
Because she clearly is a demented, sick girl. I don't know how she finds work in this town, but clearly there are a lot of demented, sick people who want demented, sick employees. That's the problem here sometimes. I can't judge that. Clearly, this is miserable. I'm not going to ask her how she's going to establish to my satisfaction that you committed the kinds of sex acts that she attributes to you, because certainly you don't want that, and I wouldn't, because it's really unseemly. Suffice, I'm speaking! I'm speaking!
Am I going to speak at all this?
No, go speak outside. Somebody who wants to hear you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $346.50. Thank you.
Toodles. I had invited my mother over to clean my house while I was on vacation, and she accused my mom of being a thief.
Those who look like trash and act like trash are usually trash.
She's been nothing but a terror to me, pretty much like a little yipping chihuahua.
I'm glad I don't have to deal with her crackhead mother and the fact that she has no teeth and thinks she's a lot, which she's not. So it's good. I'm happy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hardison versus Jarvis. Step forward.
Crystal Hardison is suing fellow motorist Robert Jarvis for vandalizing her Ford Explorer by kicking it. Crystal claims her mother witnessed the incident.
Miss Hardison, what kind of car do you drive?
It's a 2005 Ford Explorer.
What about you, Mr. Jarvis?
95 Mitsubishi Galant.
What was the date of this incident?
June 2nd.
And you were going into a drugstore to get a prescription filled?
Exactly.
And what were you going to do there, Mr. Jarvis?
I was pulling in to get her my fiance a drink and a candy bar.
Was she with you?
Yes.
And you were both going to the same store, so you pulled in first?
Yes.
And it is your claim that Mr. Jarvis intentionally not only spit on your car, but also dented it?
Yes.
Mr. Jarvis says he might have spit on it, not intentionally, but he certainly didn't dent it. And your mother was with you?
Exactly. And my 11-month-old son.
Well, he's not here to testify, but your mother certainly is. When you went into the store, Miss Hardison, your mother remained in the car?
Exactly.
And when you went into the store, did your fiancé remain in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
She pulled in first.
She was already parked.
Tell me what she was doing, Mr. Jarvis.
Well, as I was pulling in, I was waiting on her for about 2 to 3 minutes while she was brushing her hair with the door open in the parking place.
So you were waiting to pull in because she had the big door open for this SUV, brushing her hair?
Yes, ma'am.
How long were you waiting?
2 to 3 minutes tops.
Did you honk the horn?
No, I was just sitting there waiting to get in, being patient.
Why were you brushing your hair?
I'm pretty vain. So before I go anywhere, I always put my makeup on, brush my hair.
You were going to pick up a prescription?
Exactly. And that's my nature. If I'm going to a local store, I'll put clothes on, do my hair, and put my makeup on.
Hadn't you done all that before you went in?
I sure did, but I just wanted to make sure everything was straight.
Didn't you see Mr. Jarvis waiting for you?
At the time that I opened my door to get my brush out my purse, no, I didn't.
But there came a time when you did see him waiting for you.
I saw a front end of a car behind mine, yes.
And you continued to finish brushing your hair and then you put the brush back?
No. Once I saw the front end of the car, I said, oh, he's waiting, and I closed my door and went directly into CVS.
What happened when you came out?
I got to my driver's side door and I saw there was spit on the window. I opened my door. I said, Mom, somebody spit on my window. And she can tell you the rest.
Step up, please. What is your last name?
Durante.
Tell me what happened that day on the 2nd of June in the parking lot.
Okay, on the 2nd of June, my daughter had to go to the pharmacist to pick up a prescription. And she got out of the car, opened the passenger side.
We got past the fact that she was brushing her hair to make sure she looked perfect.
Okay.
Never know who you're going to meet in the pharmacy.
Exactly.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Crystal came out. She says, Mom, who spit on my car? I said, don't worry. I got his tag number. I was sitting in the car on the passenger side, watching an incident on Route 1 to my right, and I see this man walk up to the car and just cover the window with spit. I said, I'm going to get his tag number. I went to get my purse. When I went down to get my purse, the whole car, Judge Judy, just like, yes. I looked up, I saw him, I heard his door, bam, slam. He was going, he closed his door and walked behind his car and got into the driver's side.
Okay, so a passenger door slam, and then he walked around to get into the driver's side?
Yes.
And the passenger side door was where your car was?
Yes.
Got it. Now, do you have any proof of damage to your car?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Because, Mr. Jarvis, I'm going to save you the trouble, sir. according to your answer, you were having sinus problems that day, so
Yes,
you
ma'am.
spit.
Yes.
You don't know where it landed.
No, I didn't have no intention of spitting on a vehicle. No.
It was just a bad sinus.
Yes. I had sinuses all like
And
that.
you caused no damage to the plaintiff's car.
Absolutely not.
Now I'd like to see the... Okay. See, I'm going to saved you all that trouble.
Your car's green.
My car's green.
But your boot isn't damaged.
And besides, my car door don't go that high. It's
It may not have been your car, sir.
And I was never on that side of the vehicle. I was driving.
Mr. Jarvis, what you're asking me to do is to say to this lady that she's lying. Now, common sense, which is really what we're about here, suggests to me that you were annoyed at this young lady.
No, actually, I wasn't.
Well...
I was being patient.
Well, listen. Then you are the only one I know who, under those circumstances, wouldn't be annoyed. I would be infuriated.
But to be cussed and belligerent...
Just a minute. I would be infuriated if I was sitting there patiently and somebody was not just putting a baby in a car, because that you wait for, you know, adjusting a car seat or whatever, but somebody standing there with an open door, primping and brushing their hair while I'm waiting to get into a parking space would rile that out of me. I can't even tell you what it would do to my husband.
Could I speak to one?
Sure.
Could I have her come up?
If you want to.
I'd just like to say that night when the police contacted us, the only thing that they said was that he spit on the window. When he called back to the police department, the police officer said that this was ridiculous and dropped it. 30 days later, we received it stating that there was damage. Why that night? Was there no record at the police department
I
of
have
any
no
damage?
idea. Maybe they couldn't see it.
And she drove all the way home and the spit stayed on the window?
Listen to me.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Does she listen to me? my
Free
dear?
money. That's
I'm
what they're
speaking.
trying to get.
Does she look psychotic to you? No, listen to me. Not the daughter who was primping, who has to comb her hair before she goes to pick up a prescription. I'm talking about her mother.
I'm going to tell you, I'm a nurse. People are psychotic all the time and they don't
Listen to me. Well, listen. I've been around twice as long as you have. This lady is not psychotic. This lady did not take down your tags and report this matter to the police because she was having a psychotic episode. That's my judgment. Now, let me see how much it costs to fix your car.
Okay, I have two estimates.
You have a 10-year-old car.
$578 for Windex is a little ridiculous.
Oh, it has nothing to do with Windex?
There's no dent caused by him. That is definite.
That's just trying to get free money, is what it is.
I never got out that car, so nobody was ever on that side of the car at any point. I was in that passenger side of that car.
Nobody suggested that you did any damage to the car, madam. Cheaper of the estimate is $369.80. Is that right?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $369.80. That's all.
Parties are excused and they step out. Of Lewis versus Holyoke. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
Miss Lewis, the defendant is your brother.
Yes.
According to your complaint, there was a time when he was living with you.
Mm-hmm.
When was that?
The summer of 2001.
And you claim that while he was living with you, he took, without your permission, a truck that you had on your property that was an unlicensed, unregistered vehicle.
Yes.
So far correct?
It was a Ford Tempo, yeah. A car.
A car?
Yep.
And he took the car, didn't have a license or something, got pulled over, the car was impounded, and you lost it.
Yep.
You want him to pay, according to you, for towing fees and impound fees, etc. And you also claim that he has a camcorder of yours.
Yes.
And that he owes you for a phone bill for a while during the time that he was living there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your brother says a whole convoluted story, which I'm going to let him explain to me. When did he take the car?
September 4th of 2001.
Tell me about it. How did you know it was taken?
Well, that morning he had woke me up and said he was going out to look for a job, and I said, fine, whatever. And we had stayed home all day, and later on he had called from the courthouse, and my witness had answered the phone, and he had gotten arrested for stealing it and for
Stealing
driving
what?
without a license. My car.
Did you call and report it stolen?
No, because he told me that he was going to, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt to come up with the money, because he said give him a couple of days and he would come up with the money.
What are you talking?
He had
You lost
stolen
me.
plates on the car.
Let's go back a second, Miss Lewis. You said he got pulled over for a stolen car?
For stolen plates.
Ah,
on the car.
for stolen plates that were on the car. Now I got it. So your car did not have plates on it?
Nope.
And according to you, you didn't know that he had taken the car that morning?
No.
How old was this car?
It's a 1989.
So it's not worth all that much money?
We looked it up in the NADA retail book, and it was worth $1,500.
So the car is taken to impound?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
I got a letter, a certified letter, that I had to go down there and talk to the people and either sign the car over to them or pay the storage fee and the tow fee.
And which was how much?
The tow fee was $75 and the storage was $880.
Did you pay the fee?
We had to sign the car over. I didn't have that money to pay the storage.
When did you get the letter?
October 3rd.
Between September 4th, when he took the car, and October 3rd, why didn't you go get the car out?
Because he was the one who was supposed to be trying to get it out, and he went to Fall River, and he was supposed to be getting the money and come back, and he didn't.
If he took your car without permission,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a call from him, and he's in jail, and the fees, according to you, were $20 a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go down, and for $20, you get your car out of impound, because it was, according to you, a stolen car.
I didn't have any money.
$20?
I don't have any money.
No. $20 gets your car out of impound.
No.
Sure it does.
No.
Sure it does. Ms. Lewis, what are you crying about? It was an unlicensed, unregistered car, which means that you were not driving it. Correct?
Yeah, but I had to pay the tow fee, and I didn't have $100. He was the one who was supposed to pay it. He promised
Who do you
me.
live with?
My boyfriend.
And what kind of work does he do?
He's a warehouse worker.
And you?
A full-time mother.
How many children do you have?
2.
How do you support them?
Child support, and me and my boyfriend support them.
Okay. And this car had been unlicensed and unregistered for how long?
About 4 months.
Why?
Because the brakes went, there was an oil leak. We were going to donate it to the Lung Association.
So if the brakes went, there was an oil leak and it wasn't, and you were going to donate it, how could you tell me that the value of the car was $1,500?
That's just the price we got when we called somewhere.
So if you wanted the car back, instead of donating it to the Lung Association, which you just said you were going to do, right?
We were thinking about it.
You were thinking about donating the car to the Lung Association. So instead you just had to sign it over to the towing company. One way or another, you weren't going to get any money for it, right?
If I donated, I would.
How?
You get it back on your tax return.
If you make enough money. You don't make any money. Let us move on to you about the car, and then we'll get to the camcorder and we'll get to the phone bill. Car, tell me about it.
Okay. They gave me the keys to the car. I used the car. I did ask her to use the car to go to a job interview. I got the job. When I came outside from the job interview, the car was towed. The police were there. They were about to tow the vehicle, saying there were false plates on the car, which
Well,
I
there
knew
were
that.
false
Yes,
plates on
there
the
were.
car. How you skipped over that spot where you put,
Well, there were.
put
There were
plates on
false
the car.
plates on the car, and I was driving illegally, and I
Well,
got
just a
arrested.
minute, but we skipped over that. When did you put plates on the car, and where'd you get them from?
The plates were already on the car when it left her driveway.
Who put them on? Who put them on?
I have no idea. I did not put any plates on any vehicle.
You have no driver's license. So you shouldn't have been driving the car in the first place.
Right.
And you know that you can't drive the car because the car didn't have any plates on it.
Right.
One way or another, you got plates on the car. Because I don't see how the car could be just sitting around her house with stolen plates on the car. Did you go to court with regard to the stolen plates?
Yes, I did.
What happened with that case?
I had a $1,000 fine.
So you pled guilty?
Yes, I did.
All right, I've just taken care of the car, Miss Lewis. You were going to donate this car that really didn't run to the Lung Association. You're not going to get the towing fees back for the car or the impound fees back for the car, which is what you're suing for because you didn't pay them. Now let's get to the phone bill.
I did pay the tow fee.
Show me.
It's right here.
Where did you have it towed to?
I didn't have it towed. The police had it towed to Air One Affordable.
You just told me that you didn't have the $75 tow fee.
I didn't. I had to borrow it from my kid's father.
Well, if you borrowed it from your kid's father, then if you would have borrowed the $75 and the $20 storage fee for one day, you could have gotten the car back.
I didn't know where it was until about 3 weeks later.
All you have to do is ask. Come on. You go down to the police station, you say, they towed my car, my brother was driving it, he pled guilty. I want my car back. They would have given you your car back September 5th, just like they would have given you back in October.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Nicole Lewis says her half-brother, Robert Holyoke, stole her car, causing it to be impounded. Robert says he only borrowed it.
All right, Miss Lewis, let me see the phone bill. How long did you live with your sister, Mr. Holyoke?
Off and on, just last summer for a couple weeks here, a couple weeks there.
Did you ever pay her for your phone calls?
I had never received any statement or anything in regards to any phone calls till I received the paper stating I had to appear in court. And it's a $250 tab, which she still to this date has not shown me anything as far as that they're my calls or any calls on her phone bill stating that they're my calls.
When did he move in with you?
The end of June, early July.
Well, the first bill that you showed me is a bill from April 29th to May 28th.
That was before. He was there for a week, and then he left and went back to Fall River, and he came back. He kept doing that. He kept staying at my house and then going back to his kid's mother and then coming back to me every time she kicked him out.
You know anybody in Fall River?
No.
May I say something else? All the calls that may be listed on there to Fall River may not be my calls because there's more to this issue here in regards to another person who makes phone calls from her house, who is an ex-girlfriend of mine, who I have a restraining order on, calls me from her house, calling Fall River at unlimited amount of times to neighbors, calling out there trying to find me in search of me.
You have a restraining order on her, but you hang around with her every day.
I don't.
What's your...
Yes, you do.
How much do you think you owe her?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. If you have the bill with...
Take a look.
Regardless of the two numbers that I stated, that's what I would owe.
Yeah.
All these Fall Rivers in the front page are not mine.
Miss Lewis, what are you so upset about?
Because he's lying.
Sir, did you have any kind of cell phone or any other way of communicating with any of your girlfriends, mother of your children?
No, I didn't.
Anybody else? So you used the phone. And you lived with your sister. Did you pay her rent while you were there?
$50 one time she asked me for.
Okay. So the answer is you did not pay her any rent.
Basically.
And you used the phone.
As far as being charged for something, no, I did not then. Because it's not on the bill, the numbers that I had called from her
Let
house.
us move on to the camcorder. Say he took your camcorder. Tell me about that.
I had a Sony camcorder that was in the closet of the room where he was staying in, and he had his ex-girlfriend come out on his birthday and stay over the night. The next day, the camcorder was gone. And
So why don't you sue his ex-girlfriend? Listen, he's hardly responsible for himself. He cannot be held responsible.
He has 5 kids that he doesn't even take care of.
Oh, I do. That's your opinion.
No, he's not.
Mr. Holyoke, how old are you?
I have 3 biological. I'm 29.
How old are you?
29.
And you have 3 biological children?
Yes, I
Is that
do.
what you said? Where are the other 2? What are they?
They're not mine, but I take care of them.
Why is that?
Because I'm with the mother of one of them, and the other one,
How do you take care of them? From what source of income?
when I work. Financially, I work.
What do you
Besides moving back to Fall River and Brockton, we're having a problem with my child's mother. I work. I'm just
What
like anybody
kind of
else.
job do you have?
Carpentry. I work anywhere. Stores. I'll do anything
Oh,
to
so
make.
you don't have a steady job.
Not at this moment. I don't. I just moved
Well, what
back
about
here.
last moment? What about last week?
Last week?
Last week, last year? Did you file tax returns last year?
No, I did not.
Listen to me. You're entitled to some money, not for this car. This car is a lost cause. But he stayed in your house, he ate your food, he used your phone. As far as the camcorder is concerned, Miss Lewis, you have no claim against him. So I'm awarding you $250 for the phone bill, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He just kept lying, and he knows everything that I said was true.
She's wrong. I don't owe anything for a phone bill. There was no proof on the phone bill of any phone calls that I had made.
I asked him for the money for the phone bill, and he got all mad and flipped out on me in front of my kid.
She don't want to be a sister. That's fine too. I'm going with my life just like I did before. It's not a big deal.
I haven't seen him for years, and I thought I'd be nice and help out my family member, but I guess I won't do that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Matthews versus Lewis. Step forward, please.
41-year-old landscaper Richard Matthews is suing his sister, 42-year-old homemaker Deborah Lewis, for selling some of his personal belongings and giving away the rest. Deborah says she got tired of storing them.
Mr. Matthews, the defendant is your sister. According to your complaint, you were either moving or relocating, and you asked her to store some items in her garage for you. The bulk of those items were a washer and dryer. Is that right?
Correct.
And she said yes. She allowed you to put the items in her garage, and according to you, she either sold or disposed of them after a period of time. You want her to compensate you.
Correct.
She says she held on to them for a while. You never came and got them, and she disposed of them. Right?
Yes.
Okay. When did you put the items in her garage?
Last year in October.
When did you ask for the items back?
It was in January.
And what did your sister tell you?
She disposed of them and sold the washer and dryer set, which was worth a lot more, for $50 to my
To your
ex-wife.
I assume you're on friendly terms with the ex-wife.
I used to be.
Okay. Now, between October 2000 and January of 2000, when she advised you she had disposed of these things, had she ever asked you to come and get the stuff out of the garage?
She had mentioned that I had to have it, to get it out of there. She had mentioned it, but...
What do you mean mentioned it?
Said that you should be getting it out, you should be getting it out of there soon.
When did she say that for the first time?
Early January.
Is that right?
Yes.
And when did you dispose of the stuff?
In January.
Why?
Because he wasn't coming to get it. I was tired of looking at it. I wanted it out of my garage.
Did you send him a letter?
No.
Did you give him a date by which he had to get it out?
No.
Why not? Were you angry with him?
Yes.
About what?
Because hearsay that he was talking about me from an ex-wife said that he was saying things about me. So I got mad and got rid of it.
So you sold it to the ex-wife because she gave you this bit of information?
Yes.
Are you still not talking to each other?
No.
Still not talking? Because she sold your washer and dryer?
It hurts a lot. Because I was out of...
Shh!
It was a very vulnerable time. It was a very vulnerable time.
Yeah, everybody ought to keep their nose out of other people's business when they're going through a divorce. That's a very smart thing to do.
I was grieving over the death of her son, and it was a tough time. I was at my lowest, and that's what really hurts. It was family that did it, and my book, I can't understand that.
Your son died?
Her son died.
Her son died.
Okay.
Who is she?
That's my girlfriend, Laura.
How old was her son?
22. It was very important to her and very important to me because he had worked hard for it, and it can't be replaced.
What can't be replaced?
The things that she sold and threw out.
What else did she sell and throw out? Washer and dryer we know about.
Washer and dryer set. Maytag, it was a Maytag appliances refrigerator.
A refrigerator? What'd you do with the refrigerator?
I put it out to the curb and called the garbage man to pick it up.
Is it an old refrigerator?
Not really. Sorry.
Well, it's honest, at least. You were just that mad?
Yes, I was. And I just didn't want it in my garage anymore. I wanted room for my stuff.
Listen, you have to give him some notice that I'm disposing of your things unless you come and get them by such and such a date. After that, I will no longer accept responsibility for them, and I intend to dispose of them. But the reason that you disposed of them was not that they were there too long, because you were angry at them. Why are you smiling?
Who, me?
No, I'm talking to the whole group of people behind you.
I'm not smiling, sorry.
Good, don't. Who are you?
I'm her fiance.
Oh, fiancés don't always appreciate family discomfort. Your fiancé is distressed. She feels probably badly about this whole family rupture. Is that true?
Yes.
I gather.
I still can't believe she did it.
All right, she did
Yeah.
it. Sometimes we do things precipitously that we may regret later. I'm sure if she had it to do all over again, she wouldn't have acted so precipitously. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Are there other brothers and sisters?
Yes.
How many?
5 of us all together.
You in touch with the others?
Yes.
Are you in touch with the others?
Yes.
So the only two estranged ones are the two of you?
Yes.
So let's make it right. All right, she feels badly. She shouldn't have done it. She's sorry she did it. You want to be compensated for it. You sold the washer, the dryer, got rid of the refrigerator, which was how old?
About a year old.
What else?
Okay, the filing cabinet, Maytag dishwasher.
What'd you do with the dishwasher?
I put it out to the curb.
What else?
We had a microwave and 2 crystal lamps, and also had a toaster oven.
Let me see your bills for the things. How come the ex-wife didn't want everything else?
She didn't want any of it.
No, this is your list. Where are the receipts?
Don't have the receipts. She threw them all out, and she was aware that the receipts were in the filing cabinet.
You list the prices of these things. Where did you get the prices from?
When you buy them, you remember.
No, you don't. You don't remember that you paid $379 for a Maytag dishwasher portable 1-year-old, or $109 for a microwave.
Some of the things was hers. It's very important because, like I said again, it was her son that passed away. I bought it for her,
Just a
and
second.
she knows.
What here was hers?
The washer and dryer set and the refrigerator.
Do you have the receipts?
No, I don't. They were all in the filing cabinet.
Okay. All right, well, that's a lot of the stuff there that your sister seems to acknowledge was there. You claim it's for $1,898. Doesn't sound like a lot of money for all of those things. Washer, dryer, dishwasher, filing cabinet, microwave. You add all these things up to $2,000. Your lawsuit's for $1,800. Is that right?
Correct.
Judgment for the plaintiff and the...
Calendar in the matter of Simon Copenhagen versus Arzaga. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
You were going to your prom?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Is that a high school prom?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
When was the prom?
Prom was on June 2nd.
And according to your complaint, you hired the defendant's company, which, is it both, the company belonged to both of you? You hired their limousine company to take a group of you to the various prom activities.
That's correct.
You were going to be ending up at the prom itself.
That's correct.
And according to your complaint, whatever limousine they sent for you turned out to be a disaster. It was late, they didn't know where they were going, as a result of which you missed your prom, and you want to be compensated. You want to be compensated for all the costs of your prom tickets, et cetera, and for any deposits that you gave to them. They said, well, this is really all your fault, and aside from that, you violated certain rules, you damaged the limousine, and they are counterclaiming. You made the initial call?
Uh-huh. About 2 weeks before prom, I called them to request a 14-passenger limousine for June 2nd, Tribeca Hills prom at the Yorba Linda Equestrian Center. Then I gave them the address where we were supposed to be picked up, and that was all. They didn't ask anything else, and that was it.
You told them that ultimate destination was the Yorba Linda Equestrian Center.
That's correct.
Is that where the prom was?
Prom was ended up being at its Yorba Linda Community Center.
But they had the Yorba Linda Equestrian Center. That's what you gave them.
Uh-huh.
Now, come prom night, when were they supposed to pick you up?
6:30.
Did you receive any sort of a contract from them?
No.
And it is agreed that you're supposed to pick them up at 6:30.
Yes.
Did the limousine arrive there on time?
No.
Why not?
Because about 45 minutes prior to the actual pickup time, we had called and told them that we were going to be 45 minutes late because one of our previous engagements had run over. So we called them and we told them that we would give them an extra hour free on the back end of limousine service, and they agreed to that. And so...
Well, they had no choice at that point.
Well, no, but they agreed to it.
They had no choice at that point.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Just a second.
Okay.
So whether they agree to it or not, which is something that I doubt because they're all dressed up and ready to go to the prom, and you call and say, we're going to be late because we didn't gauge our time properly, that's the wrong thing to happen. Absolutely. Now, did your driver actually get there 45 minutes late, or did your driver get there later than 45 minutes late?
Yes, 45 minutes late.
Is that right?
Well, actually, about 6:50, no limo would show up. We never got that phone call. 6:50 rolled around. I called Rudy, or I called the limo company. I believe I spoke to Mickey or Rudy. They said, had no idea why she wasn't there. They would call her, call me back. They called back, said she was on a road that's relatively close to where we were supposed to be picked up. They said she should be there shortly. About 7:20 rolled around. She still wasn't there. So we called again. They said, okay, we will go send somebody to look for her. And they would call us back. Then it calls back, but in about 10 minutes she showed up.
So she got there at what time?
At about 7:30.
Are you the driver?
Yes, I am.
Step up, please. Tell me your last name.
Arias.
Miss Arias, can you tell me why you were an hour late?
We were running the limousine for other people.
Where were you going?
They got a
Where were
ceremony in the...
Where were the people that were occupying your limousine? Where were they at 6:30?
They were over a little, almost 30 minutes, so that's why we were...
I don't understand what you're telling me.
The other company, the other people that were in the limousine, the reason we were 45 minutes late, not an hour late, is
It
because
was not an hour.
the other party had, taken longer than they had originally told us. So that's why we called, and we called them.
She said you didn't call them.
We did
Who called them?
We did. Rudy did.
I did call them.
You placed a call to them, or you called them back when they said she's not there?
I placed a call to them to tell them that we were going to be late.
Who did you speak to?
I spoke to one of the mothers. I'm not sure her name, but one of the mothers answered the phone.
Well, this was a very important event. You folks were not doing the right thing at all. So whether you got there at 7:20 or 7:30, that's still an hour out of their time. Now, where were you scheduled to go at that point?
And next we're going to a major restaurant about 15-20 minutes away in Irvine.
And did you have a reservation?
Yeah, we had to change it the whole time we were calling to find out when we were going to be picked up. So we changed our reservations till 8. We left at 7:30. It's only about 15-20 minutes to get there. She got lost on the way there, got off at the wrong exit.
Okay.
One of the people in our limousine actually lived in the area, so he helped direct the driver to the restaurant, and we got there eventually.
How long have you been driving?
More than a year.
How come you got lost?
I didn't get lost.
No? They said you got lost. How long did it take you to get to the restaurant?
25 minutes.
What time did you get to the
We
restaurant?
got there about right before, about 7:55 or 8 o'clock, so it was no problem.
Fine.
On the way actually to the restaurant, we saw a man in the other car in a Lincoln Continental, and he was like yelling at our driver. We just thought it was somebody with road rage. Later we found out that's one of the owners who I guess went to find the driver.
Who was lost?
Yes. So I guess she said, oh no, we figured out that it was the owner because she said, no, I'm going to go talk to the owner, and there was the angry man from the freeway.
She wasn't lost. The thing is that Rudy was in the area, so he basically to try
Went to look for her.
No, he was already in the area because he had finished another run. He was already in the area. He wanted to get them to the restaurant as quickly as possible because we were already 45 minutes late to start off, so we figured the best way to do it
Their
was
reservation was at 7 at the restaurant.
7:30.
It only takes like 15 to 20 minutes to get there.
You were supposed to get picked up at 6:30. So I assume your reservation was at 7.
Exactly.
You were told that they wanted you there at 6:30, and your first stop was going to be at the restaurant.
Prior to taking pictures, which takes sometimes 20 minutes to take pictures.
They wanted to take pictures
Sure, absolutely.
in the limousine.
At the house.
At the house in front of the limousine. I mean, they don't need you to take pictures unless they want to take pictures in the limousine.
But they
Rudy.
need the extra time.
They need the
We
extra
have
time.
pictures because we took them before our pickup date.
They don't need you. All the people were there already, I assume, in one location. So they don't need you in order to take pictures, unless they wanted to take pictures around the limousine.
Exactly.
That's it.
Let me explain something to you. On your best day, you're not as smart as I am on my worst day. Okay? I can't tell you how many times I've waited for a car service, and I picked up the telephone, and they say, they're on the FDR Drive, but there's traffic over the 59th Street Bridge. But the idiots don't know that I live over the 59th Street Bridge. So I look outside, and there's no traffic. They're right around the corner. I said, right around the corner, I better run downstairs. They're 3 minutes away. And 20 minutes later, they're still not there. We don't understand it. I've been there. So they wanted you there a half hour early to take pictures of all of them around the limousine, which I assume they didn't get to do as they wanted to do it because you were so late. Right?
Exactly.
So far, I see your counterclaim shrinking.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Serena Simon and her boyfriend Eric Copenhaver are suing limousine company owners Mickey and Rudy Arzaga. Serena and Eric claim their driver picked them up late and then got lost on the way to their prom.
It is clear to me, based upon what you told me before, that you gave the defendants the wrong name of the place where the prom was to be held. Is that right?
Yes, it was Yorba Linda. We told them Yorba Linda Equestrian Center. It was at Yorba Linda Community Center, and
are those two places close by?
The Equestrian Center doesn't exist, so I'm not sure why they started driving if they had no idea where they were taking us.
Your Honor, can I say something? When Rudy called, or when Serena called and made the reservation, Rudy had explicitly explained to them exactly what we would need in order to get them to their prom, which was an address. Well, when the driver got there, asked for the address, they did not have one. When we got to the restaurant, we asked again. They still did not have one. So Rudy, going out of his way to be nice, because it's their prom night, had decided, okay, well, I'm going to call 411, just give me the name of the place. They had told Rudy Yorba Linda Equestrian Center. So Rudy called 411, and we all know that a lot of times 411 doesn't give the correct address. Well, they gave us an address, but it wasn't the Yorba Linda Equestrian Center because there is no Yorba Linda Equestrian Center.
So Rudy got, just a second, so Rudy got the wrong address.
Yes.
Next.
Then what I did is I got a hold of what's called a bid or an invitation that 5 couples received, and they were supposed to provide us.
Well, just a second. As a result of Rudy getting the wrong address, did he give that address to the driver? Rudy?
Yes.
You gave that address to the driver. You said, I'll take care of it and I'll give the address to the driver. So she takes the address and she starts driving.
Right.
Based upon instructions from you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're driving around for a long time? Madam?
Yes, I did.
Well, there were a couple of things that happened between the time they left the restaurant and got to the prom, because a couple of things that were happening throughout is that they were smoking, which they weren't supposed to, because they knew that there were fines involved, but they continued to disobey
smoking in
our
the
policy. Smoking in the limousine. Right after they got in the limousine, right after the restaurant, they even stopped about 15 minutes at around 10 o'clock to smoke outside of a gas station or a 7-Eleven. So I don't think they were in that much of a hurry to get to the prom. And also at the very end of the prom, we got there at 11:20. The prom ended at 12. And right after they got back into the car to go home, then they started smoking again. I mean, we could take them home, but then, it was their prom, so we wanted to try to be a little flexible. We were 45 minutes late, so we figured, okay, well, we'll go ahead and
Show me
give
a
them.
signed contract that says no smoking.
What we have is our run sheet.
Show me a signed contract that says no smoking.
The only thing we have is they refused to sign anything.
That's what I'm asking you, sir. You have no
But
signed...
it was verbally...
Show me the signed contract where it says
It
no
was
smoking.
verbally mentioned to them when Rudy took the reservation. No, especially on proms, we have to say this. By law, we have to say no smoking, no drugs, no alcohol, because we could get our license pulled. And so they were told verbally many times.
When we got the limo, when it came to pick us up, there were still drinks and dirty cups and things in the back of the limo from the previous run.
Really?
There was alcohol in the
We
limo.
never got a contract.
Just a
We got
second. What kind of alcohol was in the limo?
We're not quite sure.
Just
There was
bottles.
just the glass
I'm not
bottles
sure.
and cups and things that are usually in there. There were sodas and things in the limo with us.
You mean dirty soda cups?
Well,
some
like
of the
dirty
cups
glasses,
were
like
dirty.
napkins used and stuff.
Why didn't you clean the limo, madam?
That's not true.
I believe it.
The lemon was clean.
When did you stop to clean the limo?
At the restaurant.
Shh. When did you stop to clean the limo?
When I went to pick up them, before I clean up everything in the lemon. We never pick up
Just a second. Before you went to pick them up. So you were 45 minutes late and you're telling me you stopped to clean up the limo before you went to get them?
That's why she was 45 minutes late. She was cleaning the vehicle.
Rudy!
Well,
Rudy!
that's why she's late.
Rudy!
Yes.
Don't be foolish. Your limo, according to you, arrived 45 minutes late. Their prom lasted until midnight. They wanted to be there at 10:30. You didn't get them there until 11:20. You don't get paid. Period.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Period. And they were smoking. They stopped for 15 minutes. If you're telling me, you said in your answer, they stopped for 15 minutes to smoke outside. Well, if they were smoking outside and they were smoking inside the limousine, there was a lot of smoking. Why would they smoke outside the limousine if they were violating the rules of
Because
smoking
they had to buy
inside?
some more cigarettes because they ran out.
Guide.
What?
She was purchasing a Thomas guide from the
ran out of
7-Eleven.
They ran out of cigarettes.
Just a second. Did you purchase a Thomas guide? Madam, do you understand what I'm saying? Did you purchase a map?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
You don't understand the word map? You see what your problem is? That's part of your problem. Your driver was unable to communicate with the passengers. Please, just pay attention. There are certain tools in the trade. If you are a driver, then you know the word map. I'm not asking her about a colonoscopy. I'm saying the word map. Do you understand? Put your hand down. Driver understands the word map. I said it very, very clearly. What did you do?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
In the beginning, when I pick them, when they get out from the restaurant, I asked them for the address, if they have a map. And they said, no, we don't have map. And then I asked them for the address, and they said...
They don't get to go to the prom with a map.
No, Your Honor. Your Honor.
You get out of a restaurant, you get into the car. The driver of the car says, I don't know where we're going from here. So the 10 people that are in the back of the car says, listen, does anybody have the address? No. Let's see if we can call Mom. Maybe Mom has the address.
They never...
Maybe...
Sorry.
But that's not what happened, because when they came out of the restaurant, Rudy had already given her the address.
The incorrect address.
It was the address you got.
From 411.
411.
So
which
you
was the
mean they
incorrect
should be suing information?
No.
No.
Give me a break.
We're saying
Give me a
that-
break. The only issue that I have really in this case is you arrived late on a prom night. They missed half of their prom, and you have to suffer for that. And if you book them close and once in a while you lose, like you did in this case, because your driver wasn't there on time, you have to be able to suck it up. That's all. And we shouldn't be in court because you have a business. And if you have a business, you shouldn't want to expose your business. To me, that is a very foolish thing, because they only have one prom. You got a lot of limousine nights. Now, you're suing for...
Your Honor, could I say one more thing?
No. $469, those are your damages.
It's
for
actually
prom expenses.
$461 because I found out the boutonniere wasn't as much as I thought we got the receipt.
And you want your tux rental, your corsage, and your prom ticket back. Is that right?
That's correct.
We actually got there at 11:45.
And the prom, we missed the entire prom because
We just got there just to see what we missed and
They
take
closed
pictures.
the doors at 10:30 and don't let anybody else in. And we arrived at 11:45 with 15 minutes left in prom, and
They don't
hardly
stop you when
got
you
in.
come there at 11:45 because everyone's starting to go outside where you're not supposed to go during prom. We got there at 11:20. They wouldn't have let us in. Got there at 11:45 because who goes to prom?
Where
at
did you go
11:45?
after the prom?
We went
sorry.
straight home.
Went straight home. We got lost on the way.
We went home. They tried to give us the contract once we got back home that we were supposed to get at the very beginning of the night and have us sign that, and we all refused.
We're not going to
because
sign when we're like
we
almost in
basically
tears.
wasted an entire night.
So
and
basically,
missed
they don't provide us
once
with
in
an
a
address,
lifetime.
which we don't know how to get to a location unless we have an address.
You're the professionals.
We asked them for an address. How do we know where they're
You
going?
are the professionals, sir. You don't, you keep wanting to get abused. You are the professionals. You're dealing with a bunch of high school kids who told you this is the address of the restaurant that we're going. Hey, this is the address of the restaurant that we're going to.
And we got there because they gave us an address.
An hour late.
But we got there.
An hour late.
Because we had someone who lived in Irvine.
An hour late. And then your driver, who should have said to you before the run, I don't have the second place where we're supposed to go. I have a feeling she doesn't know whether she's a foot or horseback. She starts going where Rudy told her to go. In any event, she gets there 15 minutes before the prom is over. You've, in effect, ruined their evening, and you're going to pay him $647. And as far as smoking in your limousine is concerned, suck it up.
Parties are adjourned. You may know versus Hoover. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Savino, you've known this young lady since she was a little girl.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, there came a time when you received a telephone call from her from jail.
Correct.
What did she tell you?
She said that her mother had her arrested and that she spent the night in jail and asked if somebody could come get her.
Asked if you could come and get
Right.
her. And what did you do?
Okay, one of the boys that was living in my house at the time had said that he would go to Islip to get her, and he went and picked her up and brought her back to my house.
And I understand you have a child.
Yes,
How old is your child?
18 months.
How old are you?
19.
How old were you at the time you were in jail?
18.
What were you doing in jail?
Me and my mother got into a fight, and she had me arrested.
For what?
I threw a toy, and it hit her.
Where was your son when you were in jail?
At my mother's.
I understand that at some point the child also came to live with you.
Yes.
When was that?
That day we went and picked him up.
Okay. Your lawsuit is for room and board.
Correct.
That the defendant, you claim, owes you for the time she lived in your home.
Correct.
The defendant and her parents are counterclaiming for cleaning chores that she did in your house, working in your store, and for the return of 2 checks that her parents sent for her support. So that's what the case is about. Did you have a discussion with Amy when she came to your house about living there?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Tell me about the conversation, please.
Well, when she was brought back to my house, when she walked in, she was hysterical crying, and she asked me if her and Nico could stay with me.
If she and?
Nico, her son.
Nico.
She had been with me like 3 months prior for like a month.
Why?
She had moved out of her parents' house because of complications with her sister. And
How did you know her, by the way? You've noticed that she was a little
she lived
girl.
down the road from me. My daughter and her have been best friends for like 14 years. And her mother is my godmother.
So she had lived with you a few months before.
Yeah, so she went to live with the baby's other grandmother. And she had put her in a basement room with no windows. And she didn't want to stay there. And so she asked if she can come stay with me.
This was before?
This was 3 months prior. So I let her come stay with me, and then during that interim, they were there for a month. You know, I was talking to Mary Ann and got her and her parents back together, and she moved back home with her parents. So then when this incident happened, I had told Amy, I really don't have room for you, and I can't afford it. So she had said she would do anything. You know, I will do anything if you let me stay there. I'll clean your house every day, I'll cook, I'll do laundry. And I never made her do that. So I took them in, and then we went and we picked up her stuff and the child, brought it back. I had split up, my daughter had the whole half of the house was a basement room with an outside entrance. And my daughter's one side of it was equal to the other side, and I put a crib in there, and she had dressers. The only thing I didn't buy her was a bed.
What did you actually go out and purchase?
I had gone out and I bought the baby walking shoes. I bought him clothes. He had a one-year birthday party, and since none of her family was involved except for the baby's other grandparents, I laid out $300 to have his birthday party. I took him to the doctor 3 times, and I paid for one of his co-payments on his insurance. I just bought him a lot of things.
So far, you haven't told me about an arrangement you had with the defendant about room and board.
Right. We had discussed how much I was going to charge her. And I told her $150 for room and board I would think would be fair.
$150 a what?
A week.
Okay. Was she working at the time?
No. I had taken her 3 times to the Department of Social Services to apply for social services.
So you didn't expect any money from her, but you expected that if she was approved for public assistance, then you would be getting the money from public assistance.
No, she had said to me if she didn't get public assistance, she was going to get a job, and she was going to pay me back all the money she owed me for living there. Or if she won the support case from her parents, because she had a support case pending against her parents. I took her 3 times to a support hearing that her parents were supposed to be financially responsible for until she was 21. So they granted her a temporary order of support from the parents.
And it was the temporary order of support checks that she turned over to you?
Right, Your Honor. It was 3
And
checks.
how much was that?
There was 3 checks of $75 a piece. I have receipts for them. She had signed the back and turned them over to me.
Now, how long did she stay with you?
She stayed with me for 4 months, from July 1st to October 28th.
And what happened on October 28th?
Well, normally when we went out to dinner, we would take Amy and the baby with us. You know, we went to like the buffets and stuff. But that day, Amy and the baby weren't home. So my family and I, we went out to the buffet, and we were gone about an hour and a half. When we got back, I had walked in the house and I had asked, you know, where's Nico's high chair? His high chair and his playpen, and we're all gone. I ran downstairs and everything was gone.
Had you had an argument with her?
No.
Why did you leave?
Because my son's grandmother told me that she had a conversation with Marge, and Kurt, her husband, said that if I want to move out, he's not going to give me any of my stuff.
Where did you go when you moved out of the house?
To my mother's.
Okay. Now, I want you to tell me about your counterclaim.
Well, I cleaned her house. I didn't expect any money at all, because I figured I was living there. I'd clean her house, I'd go to work with her to her shop, and I'd help her out, and I wouldn't have to pay her. Then when I went to go get child support for my mother, she said, well, you're probably going to get a lot of money, so just give Kurt like $1,000 and he'll be happy because he's been bitching or whatever. So I said, okay, because I didn't know what else to say because I didn't know where else to go.
So?
So I said, all right.
So? I don't know what your counterclaim is for.
The counterclaim.
I'm talking to your daughter. Sorry.
For cleaning her house.
Get out of here.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Marge Savino says former family friend Amy Hooper owes for 18 months' worth of room and board. Amy and her parents are countersuing, claiming Marge owes for house cleaning services.
Okay. Your mother threw you out. You assaulted your mother. She picked you up from jail. She took you into her house. She treated you like a family member. I assume she treated you like a family member. Is that right?
Yes.
Wasn't the first time you were there. You weren't working, right?
I was going to work with her, helping her out at the shop.
Other than that, you weren't working?
No, I couldn't get anywhere.
It's not her fault. So, did you go out for dinner with her and her family?
Every once in a while.
Did you eat at her house?
Yes.
Did you use the telephone occasionally?
No, well, every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Did you use light?
Yes.
Did you use heat?
Well, I shared a room with her daughter.
I don't care whether you shared a room with her daughter or not. You used light, you used heat. Your baby was there. There were 2 of you. Right? You cleaned up in the house?
Yes.
So what? So, forget about cleaning. And in the 4 months that you were there, the only money that you turned over to her was $225.
No. My son's grandmother gave her $80. I gave her $85 when I moved in for my son's birthday party. That was all the money that I had.
Well, she spent more than that, right?
I guess so.
Well, you know that she spent more than that. How many people did you have at the birthday party?
I don't remember.
More than 10?
Probably.
All right. And She said that she drove you to the doctor when you had to go?
Mm-hmm.
Did you pay her for gas?
No.
She said she paid for the copay on the medical at least once?
His grandmother paid her back.
Well, I don't know
Whatever.
whether she did or not, but she says she paid for the copay. You didn't pay, did you?
I have a letter here from his grandmother stating what
I don't
she-
read letters.
Okay.
I don't read letters. I see witnesses. So in the 4 months that you were there, I have maybe you gave her $300
Mm-hmm.
for 4 months.
Yes.
So what are you complaining about? Nothing. Now, let's find out what you're complaining about. Yeah, you. You want your $225 back.
No, I wanted the money to go to Amy. If Marge was suing for whatever, the $2,400, we were told by 3 separate individuals that Amy was emancipated. Therefore, I don't know why we were even named in the lawsuit.
Oh, so that you don't want anything back from her.
What we wanted was our day's pay that we're losing for this frivolous lawsuit. We think it's frivolous.
Not necessarily.
Your Honor.
The judge may have told you that Amy was emancipated. Right now she's back in your house. You live in New York State?
Yes.
In New York State, you have to support a child until the child is age 21. And the fact that you had her removed from the house, the issue that the judge had to address in those initial hearings was whether or not she was welcome back in your house. And if she was welcome back in your house and she left on her own volition and your house remained open to her, then you didn't have to pay support. But if your house was closed to her, and as opposed to her becoming a public charge, which means welfare, you have to pay until she's 21. Well, so whatever the judge decided, that's not necessarily binding for the purposes of filing a lawsuit against you. I don't think that Ms. Savino expected any money from you. I think that what she expected was money from the Department of Social Services. That's one, right? And if not, maybe Amy would get a job and help out with her support. You want to tell me anything else about your counterclaim?
Well, I cleaned her house, and I went to work with her. I did whatever she asked me.
Tell me what kind of work you did for her.
She owned Plaster Paint Palace. It's where you paint, and they had parties. I helped clean up. I vacuumed.
How many times did you do that? Every day?
Yes. I was there whenever it was open.
For how many hours?
It was around like 8 hours. Well, we were there from like 11 a.m. till whenever we closed.
Which was when?
Around 6 o'clock.
How is it that you went to the store with her?
What do you mean?
Did she say to you, you have to come to the store with me to work off your room and board?
No, but I figured I was there. I helped her out.
So it wasn't her suggestion that you came to the store with her?
She'd wake me up and ask me to go. She needed me a couple of times. She'd be like, Amy, I need you today. Can you please come?
Well, a couple of times in 4 months. A couple is 2 times.
It was more than 2 times.
How many times?
Well, when I was living there for the last 2 months, I was there every day because she asked me because she needed help because the girls were in school and they weren't able to come in and help her.
All right, so if let's say, what happened for the first 2 months that you were there?
I helped her. I went with them.
I thought you said you didn't go in every day for the first 2 months.
No, not every day. Maybe like, I went a lot. I went at least 3, 4 times a week, 5 times a week.
Your Honor.
I'm going to get to you in a second. And where was your baby when you were working?
With me.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
I'm sorry. For one, my husband owned the store. My husband bought the ceramic store because my daughters wanted it, so they told my husband that they would run the store. I also have a 27-year-old daughter who used to work when my daughters were in school. The only reason Amy came to the store with me is because she didn't want to stay home all day by herself with the baby.
I believe that.
And when she came to the store...
There were a couple of people there who could spell her. The baby was walking around. She needed a little bit of adult companionship when she was there.
The baby was in the playpen, in the party room, with the disco lights going, with the videotape, with his sing-alongs. Amy would paint. Amy, I have a witness here. Amy played Scrabble. I fed her breakfast, lunch, and dinner every
Ms.
time she
Savino,
went there.
you owe her nothing. She owes you a thank you, but I don't think she owes you any money for room and board, because I don't think that was the reason that you took her in. Did you ever get welfare?
Yes.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
When?
January, I started getting it. It was for my son.
Just in January?
Yes.
And you moved out of her house in?
October.
Did you get any retroactive money?
No.
Just ongoing money?
Mm-hmm.
Savino, this is a prime example of no good deed goes unpunished.
Your Honor?
Yes.
And the reason I did bring the Hoovers into it is because when I took Amy to her support hearings, they did say that they were responsible for her support from the time till she's 21, and she was granted a temporary order of support, because like I said, I laid out a lot of personal, funds to support them. I don't have that.
I understand that. However, ultimately, whatever checks she got from her mother and father, she turned over to you. Did you get any other checks from
No.
your parents other than the $225?
No, they all went to her house. I met up with her at 7-Eleven one night so I could sign them over to her.
So that's the only money she got from them. Now, the temporary order evidently did not become a permanent order.
No, they were supposed to go back the end of November.
But it did not become a permanent order, and by that time she was back home. As I said, Miss Savino, no good deed goes unpunished. Whenever you get in the middle of a family dispute, you always end up losing a friend. And I assume that you've lost the Hoovers and their daughter as friends.
My most is the baby.
Is the baby. Was Miss Savino good to your baby?
Yes.
There is no law that permits Miss Savino in any jurisdiction,
Yeah.
certainly not New York, to petition a court for visitation. But clearly, Miss Savino, in order to have contact with the baby, you have to have contact with Amy.
I understand.
And at this point, I don't think that that's a good idea. For you and your family, I don't think that that's a good idea. Were you happy that your daughter went to live with Miss Savino?
I was surprised that she went to live with me.
Well, where did you think she was going to live after you had her arrested?
She was supposed to go into a home, a temporary shelter, and she was supposed to get counseling for anger management. That's what the district attorney had told us.
Shelter is not a very pleasant place,
I
as opposed to living with a family friend. So why wouldn't you be really happy if she were living with Miss Savino?
Well, we wanted her to come home.
She had been back and forth several times, right? And clearly she needed a cooling off period.
Yes, she did.
So Miss Savino served a real purpose for your family.
That's correct.
Sounds to me as if you owe her a major thank you. Have you ever given it to her?
Well, we were told otherwise by the court that,
Told what
that
otherwise?
Amy was going into a shelter. She would get help for anger management. That's what the district attorney told my wife, and we believed that. And we wanted her and the baby home.
As opposed to going to a shelter, which is where you say the district attorney suggested, she went to a family friend who you knew would take good care of her and take good care of your grandson.
No, we didn't know that. There's more to it than that.
Really?
Miss Savino takes in other teenagers. She had teenagers living in a shed behind the home. It was illegal. It's not a two-family home. She also collects, or she told my wife that she collects Social Security disability. And here she is working in a shop.
What does that have to do?
She employed my daughter full-time
Get out of here!
in the shop.
Get out of here! Your daughter couldn't stand the idea of staying home in her basement room with a baby at her age 18, by herself. So she went to a place that was very pleasant with other young people. That's where she spent her day hanging around. And if she happened to do a little cleaning up there from other kids painting, get over it.
Marge did write us
Get
a
over
letter
it.
and complaining about wanting money. She wanted $1,000 a month from us.
That's not unreasonable.
My
It's
wife,
not her responsibility. Your daughter is not her responsibility. Your daughter and your grandson are not her responsibility. They may not be your responsibility because you fought the support hearing. You were found not legally responsible for her support because she had emancipated herself, but certainly, as between you and the plaintiff, it's your ball of wax, not hers. She didn't raise her. You did.
Correct.
This is not her grandson, it's your grandson.
You shouldn't have taken her in.
Should have left her in jail.
She shouldn't have taken her in.
Your Honor, if I didn't take her, she wouldn't have had anywhere to
Miss
go.
Savino, I go back to something I said to you before. Never going to get through to them. Just pay attention. No good deed goes unpunished. You got it? Miss Savino, you don't get money from her. You don't get money from them. But they certainly don't get a dime from you. You cleaned up? Good. You went to the store? Good. What are you doing now? What part of my language didn't you understand? What are you doing now?
I'm taking care of my son.
Period.
Yes.
And where is the father of this child?
He's away.
Away where? On a cruise?
No, in jail.
For what?
He robbed his aunt's house in 99.
For robbery?
Yeah.
And then he violated parole?
Yes.
Ah, how did I put that all together? You're an exercise in poor judgment, Amy. Grow up.
Before 41 on the calendar in the matter of Smith versus Hampton. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Mr. Smith, Miss Hampton is your former wife, and at the time you met, the defendant was pregnant. The child was born during your marriage, but you are not the child's biological father.
No, ma'am. It wasn't born during the marriage.
No, ma'am.
When was he born?
February 21st, 2001.
And when did you marry?
In April 2001.
Could you keep your voice up, please? I'm old and my hearing is not as good as it used to be.
April 2001.
Okay. I only devour litigants on Thursday. When did you separate?
It was about July 2001.
So you were together for 3 months?
Yes.
When were you divorced?
Well, to the courts, we were divorced in 2002.
So you lived together as husband and wife for 3 months?
Yes,
and
ma'am.
the boy was born prior to that, but it was both of your understanding that this was not your biological child.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, you were incarcerated off and on from 2001 to 2003.
Yes, ma'am.
During that time, Ms. Hampton obtained a divorce, named you as the child's father, and at some point you were ordered to pay child support. You were not present in court.
Yes,
it was a default. I don't know whether you were in jail or out of jail. Were you in jail or out of jail when there was a default?
I was in jail.
Had you been served with the papers?
No, ma'am.
In any event, subsequently, when you got out of jail, you went to court and you had the child support order stopped. But in the interim, money was deducted from whatever salary you had.
Yes, ma'am.
So you want that money back.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Hampton said that you were aware of the fact that you were not the child's biological father. You agreed to assume responsibility for his care. Your name is on the child's birth certificate. Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Is not?
No. He was in jail at the time Tyler was born, so he was not able to sign the birth certificate.
Let me ask you this question, Ms. Hampton. Why did you, in the judgment of divorce, name Mr. Smith as the child's father?
I told my lawyer that he wasn't the father, but he had claimed responsibility. And my lawyer said that since we were living together before the child was born and afterward, and that he wanted my son to have his last name, that he was responsible for it.
Well, all of that is supposition on your lawyer's part, if in fact he told you that, because A, he had not signed the birth certificate, B, he had not claimed responsibility, and more importantly, according to the timeline that both of you gave me, you were married in April of 2001, and less than 3 months later, you separated. So this commitment that he made to your son was of short duration. Then he was in jail. Who was the child's father?
His father's name is Mike.
Is what?
Mike.
Mike. And did you notify Mike that he has a son?
He knows, but we have no contact with each other.
Well, who supports the boy?
I do.
And how long have you done that?
Since he was born.
Good. Then why did you pursue Mr. Smith for support?
I had quit working after I had my second child, and I went through family assistance, and they went after child support.
So you went on welfare?
Yes, ma'am.
After you had a second child with whom?
His name is James.
Shh. Now, where does James fit in this picture? Why didn't he support his child?
He does now, but we had broken up for a time due to a disagreement. We were both working and going to college, and he wasn't there when she was born.
So is what you're telling me that the state pursued the issue of support?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you receive any of this money, or did it all go to welfare?
Part of it went to welfare, and then I received the other part.
Well, do I have any indication of how much you received for the child support as opposed to the state?
I have none of that paperwork. The HR
Do you?
had it.
No, ma'am. Just what I paid in child support.
Listen, Mr. Smith, it's a problem, sir. My sense is that whatever you paid in child support, a part of that went to the state.
Yes, ma'am.
Not to her. I don't know how much that was. What were you in jail for, Mr. Smith?
Probation violation.
That's not a crime.
Yes, ma'am. It was breaking and entering a vehicle.
Burglary.
Yes, ma'am.
How many times?
One count of that. Yes, ma'am.
One count to cover how many charges, sir?
5.
You know, you think that these things just come to you?
No, ma'am.
There's experience there. You don't spend that much time in jail in this country with overcrowded prisons, unfortunately, for one count of breaking and entering into a car. But when you've been arrested a whole slew of times and you get a lawyer who says, look, we'll lump them all together, one count, how much time did you serve?
I was placed on probation under youthful offender.
And?
And then I had a 3-year sentence if I broke probation.
And did you?
Yes, ma'am.
How?
Failure to report to my probation officer.
Anything else?
That should be it. That's it.
You mean to tell me they put you back in jail for how long because you failed to report to your probation officer? Is that what you're telling me, Mr. Smith?
Well, it could have been...
And I don't want you to look over there. I want you to try to bring those eyes right back here.
I got attempting to elude. Because I had...
Attempting to elude,
Yes, ma'am.
which means that you were running away from the police
Yes, ma'am.
when they came to bring you in so that you could chat with your probation officer.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you were attempting to elude the police, how did you do that, Mr. Smith?
I ran
How long did it take them to catch you?
about 6 hours.
So you were running pretty fast. How long have you been out of prison, Mr. Smith?
A year and a half.
Any trouble since?
No, ma'am.
Did you learn your lesson?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I was just so distraught. She told DCFS that they were watching porno. My children told me that they were watching naked people on TV.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chad Smith says his ex-wife, Amber Hampton, falsely named him as the father of her child. He is suing her for the return of child support.
Problem, Mr. Smith, is that probably a good piece of this money went to the state where you live because they were supporting her and this little boy. How much did you pay for the divorce, sir?
I haven't paid anything.
And are you divorced now?
Yes.
Okay, and you paid about $3,000 in child support?
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to have to consider that the cost of your divorce, sir. If you don't want to think of it as child support, think of it as the cost of your divorce, because it is impossible for me to determine how much money of the money that was deducted from your salary went to Miss Hampton and how much went to the state. And I certainly can't, although there's a basic unfairness about it, I certainly can't say to her, you have to return the money to him when she didn't get it. So, you made some mistakes in your life, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
This was just another mistake. Costly, unfortunate, but there is nothing that I can do to help you.
I also had my lawyer fees where I had to take her back to court to get everything dropped.
That's a different story. Let me see that, please. Did you bring the baby to jail to visit him?
Yes, ma'am. He had called me a little bit before Father's Day, and I was nice enough to take Tyler up there to see him.
Why did you do that, sir?
Because then I had found out that she had filed for divorce stuff.
Why did you ask to see the baby?
I didn't. She brought him up there.
He asked how everyone was, how me and him were doing and everything like that, so I didn't.
But he didn't ask you to have regular visits with him while he was in jail with the baby?
Until right after we went to court and I did my statement to the judge, I had no idea where he was. I hadn't seen him.
So the answer is no. So how much in total did you pay the lawyer, sir?
$500.
Okay. Do you have the final copy of the judgment of divorce? With
Yes,
the
ma'am.
modification on it, deleting the child's name? Let's see, please. Well, this talks about the child.
It also says she don't know where I was during the whole proceedings, but she did because I got the letter from jail.
But with that, I went to court on February 27th, before Father's
Of 2002?
Mhm.
This judgment was filed March of 2002.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you find out where he was?
It was right before Father's Day. I don't remember what the date
How did you
was.
find out where he was?
He called me.
Was that the first time he had called you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the postmark on this letter is May of 2002.
Yes, ma'am.
What evidence do you have that she knew where you were?
It's highlighted.
Oh, it says here, I already knew you were here in jail and how you got caught. I had seen Chris in Walmart right after you were caught.
Yes, ma'am. That was right before he called. Actually, I think it was the day he called me from jail.
How much after you got caught, sir, did you call her?
It was probably about 3 months.
I believe you knew where he was. You all live in the same general vicinity?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you knew where he was. Minimally, Miss Hampton, you're going to pay his legal fees because I think that you should have at least advised the judge that he was in jail and that he couldn't respond. And since he had to retain an attorney to at least get rid of the paragraph here that talks about the boy and that talks about visitation shall be at the discretion of the plaintiff, you should have been a little more forthcoming with your lawyer. And you weren't. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just wanted to get on with my life and start my new family and everything.
I just can't believe that he even got with her because she's crazy.
Don't marry too many times.
Be very careful who you marry.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Jones versus Chun. Step forward, please.
Daycare provider Lori Jones is suing her former client, customer service rep Nina Chum, for unpaid babysitting fees and for making false allegations to Child Protective Services.
Mrs. Jones, you run a daycare agency?
Yes, I do.
And you were contacted by the defendant who asked you if you would take care of her children.
Yes.
You did for a short period of time. And during the last week, according to you, she gave you a check and then stopped payment on that check. She later removed her children from your care. You want that check, which was $90.
Yes.
And also, it is your claim that she maliciously contacted the State Department of Social Services, who licenses you, and reported that children in your care were being given substandard care. And you want to be compensated for that because it put you out of business for a while. The defendant says that you did, in fact, give her children substandard care, and she is counterclaiming for all the money she paid you for her children's care and for punitive damages.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Chum, how did you find Mrs. Jones?
Well, I was looking for daycare for my children.
How old are your children?
They were 5 years old at the time.
Twins?
Yes. And I had seen Lori at some of the daycare meetings that I'd been to when I was providing child care. So I knew of her.
Fine. And you needed somebody immediately. You brought the children over when?
This was in July, on July 12th.
And what financial arrangements did you make?
They were going to be there for part-time, so she was charging me for part-time for the 2 children at $90 a week.
And how many weeks were the children there?
They were there for about 4.5 weeks or so.
And how many weeks did you pay for?
For all of the time that we were there.
Well, the last check, what happened?
I gave her the check on the Monday. Tuesday afternoon, I came and picked the children up as usual, and she wasn't there. Her husband was there, and I went and I said, you know, where's Lori? And I was told that she had taken one of her children to a doctor. And I said, okay, but the children, as soon as my children sat down in the car, they told me that, Mommy, you know, they were watching naked people on TV.
Daycare provider Lori Jones says former client Nina Chum owes for child care fees and for making false allegations to Child Protective Services. Lori says Nina told authorities her husband was watching pornography while babysitting.
Did you ask the children to describe what they saw?
They just told me that there were naked people on TV, and to be honest with you, I was just so distraught I didn't know what to think or what to do. I just drove home.
Did you question them any further?
I did ask if it was people on the beach, you know, what was it, you know, was it, because sometimes children may say that even people in underwear are naked, so I wanted to be sure, and they said no, they weren't wearing anything. And so that really bothered me, and I just contacted DCFS on the issue so that they could investigate further.
Okay, let's get to the 10th of August. Where were you?
I watched her kids up until about 3:15. And then I took my daughter to the doctor, and my husband watched her kids for me the last half hour.
Why didn't he take your children to the doctor?
I just wanted to, so I just left them with him.
Well, that was a mistake.
Yes, it was.
Is he a daycare provider?
No, he's not.
Then you made a mistake. You made a serious mistake. So the part of your lawsuit, quite frankly, that deals with punitive damages for reporting you to the state, I'm dismissing. If you have children in your charge and you've been licensed by the state, it is your obligation, absent an emergency, to take care of them. And you have absolutely no right to let your husband fill in. And this was a Tuesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Is that right?
Right.
What was he doing home?
He had the day off. I don't remember exactly why he was off that day.
She told me he'd been laid off. So he'd been at home. Most of the time when you go, he's around the house mowing or doing other things.
Was he working at that time?
I don't remember. He's been laid off on and off since August. He'd work a couple weeks and they'd lay him off for a week, and then he'd work a month and they'd lay him off for 2 weeks. It's been that way since August.
Step up, sir. What were you watching on television, Mr. Jones?
Captain Ron. It's a comedy. I brought a copy.
Is there any nudity in that movie?
It just shows it. No, there ain't no nudity. It shows them in bikinis and bathing suits.
PG.
PG-13.
It's still not appropriate for children.
Yeah, it is.
Just
it's
a second.
comedy.
No, PG-13 is not appropriate for children. That means parental guidance, not to watch till you're 13. That's what PG-13 means, Mr. Jones. 5-year-olds watch G-rated movies, not PG-13, right?
Right.
I mean, it's a comedy to you. You think that these 5-year-olds understand the comedy?
Mine does.
Well, then they've been watching too many PG-13 movies. Well, I would be, Miss Jones, quite frankly, I would be pretty annoyed too.
She told DCFS that they were watching X-rated porno.
I did not tell them that.
That's what he told me.
What I said was the children told me they were watching naked people. Children
That's
don't
porno.
know the difference.
Just a second. No.
They don't know the difference
No.
between all that.
That's not pornography. That's watching naked people. What you did was, and I don't even know if that's what he was watching. So you made two mistakes. A, you made arrangements to take your daughter to the doctor at 3:15 in the afternoon while you still had work to do. It was not an emergency. B, if it was an emergency, then you let him take your daughter to the doctor and you stay home. And if the reason that you didn't let him take your daughter to the hospital was because you didn't trust his judgment.
No, that's not it at all.
Well, then there can be no other reason when you say, I wanted to, rather than let him take her when you had a job to do. The reason is either you didn't take your job seriously or you didn't trust his judgment in relaying to the doctor whatever ailment your daughter had. And if you didn't trust his judgment with regard to doing that, you don't trust his judgment with leaving him alone with strange children when he's an unlicensed, unregulated, untrained provider. And he's been doing nothing but sitting around watching TV all day. So he's probably had it up to here with kids. Counterclaim seeks the return of all your money. So I'm going to give you an analogy of why you're not going to get all the money back. Okay. Let's say you've been going to a local restaurant for 2 years. One day you go there and you find a roach in your salad. And you say, I'm not paying for this meal. There was a roach in my salad, right? I would say you're absolutely right. You shouldn't have to pay for that meal. You say, not only don't I want to pay for that meal, I've been going there 2 years. I want all the money back that I spent in this restaurant over the last 2 years. Would you get it back?
No, I understand.
I think that you were absolutely right to contact the state. I think that her actions in leaving the children with an unlicensed provider is inappropriate. I'm not exactly sure what he was watching on television.
That's what
the
concerns
best
me.
scenario is he was watching a PG movie and he shouldn't have been with 5-year-olds. So your claim is dismissed. Understood?
I do understand that. However, I was really, truly shocked, and it was offensive, I feel, to the children in her care, her own children, and to my children.
Then why don't you tell the judge why you got your daycare license stripped from you?
I didn't get my daycare license stripped.
Listen to me. It's not about her.
Okay, that's offensive.
Shh. It's not about her. It's about you. You did the wrong thing. And he did the wrong thing. She made a complaint, and she was justified in making her complaint. And if she was justified in making a complaint, it boggles my mind why you're suing her. That's all. Case is dismissed.
This is Rita Ann Turner. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Miss Fox, your car was stolen.
Correct.
When was it stolen?
It was stolen October 6, 2001.
And from where was it taken?
From our apartment complex.
What kind of car was it?
It was a 1990 Toyota Camry.
And somehow you came into possession of that car, you're going to tell me how, and totaled it, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you want the defendant and her mother to be responsible for the damage.
Correct.
What time of the day did you find the car missing?
The car was missing at approximately 8:20 p.m.
Okay. Now, when did you see the car, Miss Rita?
October the 8th.
Tell me where.
They drove up to beat me.
Who's they?
Marcus and...
Marcus who?
Your Honor.
And who else?
Fallon and Renee, Your Honor.
So there were 3 people in the car?
Yes, Your Honor.
And when you said they drove up where?
I was sitting on the curb with my next door neighbor, Laura, and Michelle, watching the kids play roller hockey. They just drove up on the side, just on the middle of the street.
Yes, go ahead.
And Marcus had asked me to get into the car, and I asked him, whose car is it? And he said it's his friend's car. So I hesitated, but I got in.
You got into the car?
Yes, Your Honor.
You ever seen that car before?
I saw him driving it before, like a day before.
Okay. Miss Rita, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to understand something. I have this crystal ball that lives with me all the time, so I know everything. So I want you to forget whatever story you told your mother. I want you to forget whatever story you told the police. Because back here, I have this little crystal ball, and I'm going to ask you all kinds of good questions. Okay? You saw him driving the car the day before. Where?
Around the apartments.
And was he driving the car erratically? You know what that word means?
Oh, Your Honor.
Was he driving it crazy?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Well, not really. He was just driving fast.
Yeah?
Just around the apartments. We saw him drive by a couple times.
How fast was he driving?
I'm not quite sure.
Was he driving fast enough for you to say, boy, you shouldn't be driving so fast around the apartment complex?
No, Your Honor.
Well, when you say he was driving fast, what does that mean? Like this? What does that mean?
Like, he was just, driving, by, just, zoom, and then, turning around. Well, the people next to me were like, don't drive so fast. The people that were by Laura.
So he wasn't driving correctly?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that was the day before?
Or the night before.
So why would you get into a car with somebody who you knew was driving crazy?
I was pressured, Your Honor.
How were you pressured, Miss Rita?
Well, he was just like, come on, get into the car and all this stuff. I don't...
All right. So now you get into the back seat of the car. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
How'd you get into the front seat of the car?
We had went out of the apartments.
Try looking at me when you're talking.
Yes, Your Honor. We had exited out of the apartments and went on the street called Tom and turned, and we were like down this really long street, and he told Fallon to get into the back seat. So Fallon had gotten to the back seat, and he had stopped the vehicle, but he had gotten to the passenger seat, and he told us, like, get into the driver's seat, Mary, and drive.
Just a second. It went that very fast. You're in the back. Marcus moves over to the passenger seat. Is that right?
No, he had stopped the vehicle, Your Honor.
I
on the side.
understand that. He stopped the vehicle before he moved into the passenger seat, and then he said to you, you get in the front and drive?
Yeah, he said, Mary, get into the front and drive. And I was like, I don't know how to drive. I've never drove before, you know. And then he was just like, come on, do it. Just get in there. And so I got into the driver's seat, and he told me to hold down the brake, and he put the car in drive, and it started moving a little bit. And my one foot was on the gas and one foot was on the brake, but I wasn't pushing any of the pedals but the brake. And some people were standing right there, and they were pointing over at us and talking. And he had asked me to. He said, "Go real fast, just drive." And I said, "I'm not going to drive." And so he had took both of his hands and pressed my knee down.
That's what you wrote here. Is that the story you gave your mother? Is that the story you gave your mother?
Yes, Your Honor.
You think your mother believed you?
I suppose so, Your Honor.
I don't. Not for a minute. Not for a minute. Now, do you go to school?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you pass your subjects?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does she pass her subjects?
She's failing a couple of them.
Well, then she's not passing them. You have to tell the truth. I'm going to bring you back to something I said before. I want you to think about this. I know everything about you. Everything. Now I'm going to ask you the same question. Are you passing all your subjects?
No, Your Honor.
Which subjects are you failing?
Band and algebra.
What subjects do you do well in?
English.
Any?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead, which ones?
English, and I do well in PE and health.
In health? How old are you?
15, Your Honor.
When you got into the car and got into the driver's seat, was there a key in the ignition?
Yes, Your Honor, there was.
There was. Did you have to turn the key?
No, Your Honor.
Because it was already on.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, after you started to go very fast down this straightaway, tell me what happened.
Okay, I turned left because I thought I could just pass down the street, and then a truck...
No, explain that to me very slowly. What do you mean you thought you could just pass down the street?
Well, I mean, like, just turn so from preventing from hitting that wall. There's like a wall right here, and there's a pole, like, right next to it. But a truck was coming down the other street, because there's a street right here, and I thought it was going to hit the truck, so I turned it this way, and it had flew up on a curb and hit the pole.
And then what happened?
Marcus said, run, so we all got out of the car, and we took off running.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Shondell Fox says former neighbor 15-year-old Mary Rita stole her car and wrecked it. Mary says she was coerced by a neighborhood thug named Marcus.
Okay. Miss Rita, when were you arrested?
About 10 minutes after the car had crashed.
How do you think you were identified as the driver?
They had all found us. They all got us.
How did they get you?
Because they were driving up the street, and they told us to stop and put our hands on the hood.
So that the police were coming from the other direction?
Yeah, there's like a street right next to the street.
Okay, and you're running, you and your 3 friends. Is that right?
No. Marcus took off the other way. He got away.
He did? Did they ever arrest Marcus?
No, Your Honor.
Really? Is that right?
Correct.
And where does Marcus live?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Try think very, very hard. Where does he live?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Approximately where does he live?
I suppose the house is next to the apartments. That's where he always walks. I don't know. Used to when I knew him.
What do you mean? You used to when you knew him?
I don't see him anymore after the accident or anything.
Well, didn't you call him or have your mother call him after this incident happened and say, listen, you really had possession of this car. Why don't you come forward?
We didn't know his full name. I didn't know. She said she didn't know.
Well, now she says she knows.
I made her go to the library at the school and look at the last name in the yearbook.
What school did he go to?
Cheyenne High School, Your Honor.
Did you ultimately give that information to the police?
My husband did.
Good. Okay. Now, can I see the estimates for the damage to your car? See how easy that was, Miss Fox?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, I want you to tell me, Miss Rita, why you think you are not responsible for all the damage to the plaintiff's car.
Because I didn't steal it, Your Honor.
So what? You drove it recklessly.
Yes.
You drove it recklessly, and you want me to tell you, Miss Rita, you told your mother that the reason you had the accident was because Marcus took his hands and pushed it against your knee, forcing you to press onto the gas, which caused the accident. Is that right? That's what you told your mother. That's what you just told me.
Yes, Your Honor.
2 minutes later, you told me that you were making a left turn in order to avoid a truck and a pole and a brick wall. You were making a left turn. You didn't say anything about Marcus holding his hands on your leg while you were trying to... Do I need you?
Sorry.
You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, if you want to go to the effort of having your parents find out where Marcus lives and suing him for his portion, if there is a portion, of the damage, if some judge believes that he was partially responsible for this, you're free to do that. Miss Fox doesn't have to chase down Marcus. You're the one who wrecked her car. What kind of punishment did you receive as a result of this?
I got 247 hours community service and a $350 state fee fine.
What kind of community service are you supposed to do?
I work at municipal pools, cleaning.
Have you started that yet?
Yes, Your Honor.
How many hours?
I've done 123, I believe.
Can I see your photographs of the accident, please? You're lucky you weren't killed. Where did you leave your keys, Miss Fox?
My mother had the set of keys.
Were there keys in the car?
No.
How did they start the car?
I guess they jimmied it, or with one of the tools that were left in the car.
So there was no key in the car?
No.
That's what I thought. All right, so the value of the car is $3,700. How much did you get from insurance?
From insurance, we got $1,407.
So your actual losses were $2,293, is that right?
Correct.
Expensive mistake. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,293. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He stole his car, and they should have went after him for it.
Sometimes it's not who you're with, it's what you do when you're with certain people.
I wanted her to learn a lesson by community service hours.
I think that community service will not teach her a lesson.
Community service sometimes is not enough.
You do the best you can on raising your children. You try to teach them right.
Obviously, you should know not to get in a car if you don't have a driver's license and drive it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Smith versus Wedhoff. Step forward, please.
45-year-old homemaker Bernadette Smith is suing 53-year-old teacher Joanne Wedhoff for running her down in her car. Bernadette says she and Joanne have a history of bad blood.
Miss Smith, according to your complaint and Miss Wedhoff's answer, the two of you have a past history that goes back to the time when your child was in kindergarten.
Yes.
And there was some very bad feeling that arose between the two of you. You didn't like the way she was teaching your child, and there were complaints filed against her. To make a long story short, you haven't liked each other for a long time. Is that right?
Yes.
You claim that the defendant purposely hit you with her car while you were riding your bike.
She tried to run me down.
Oh. She tried to run you
Yes.
down. Okay. Go ahead. Let me hear.
Well, I was riding my bike, which I do all the time, and I'm riding east on Matthews, a block over from where I live, and I'm looking behind me as I'm riding, which I always do.
Okay.
All of a sudden, I see this car coming. I hear this car coming, and first it was coming slow, then it speeded up. It was a van right in front of me, so I tried to get in front of the van, but before I could,
What do you mean that there was a van right in front of you?
There was a van parked in front of me as I was heading to the corner.
Okay.
It was parked.
Okay, so there's a van parked in the lane where you were riding.
Yes.
And a car was behind you.
Coming, yes.
And you said speeding up.
Yes.
And so you were trying to get around this van before the car that was behind you.
Yes.
Why didn't you wait until the car passed you if it was speeding up?
It wasn't speeding at first.
Well, you told
but
me
it was a ways. I was just a few feet from the van, and I just to go around it, to get to the corner. I had no idea this car was going to speed up.
Go ahead.
And when she saw me, she speed up and tried to hit me. So I fell off my bike onto the van, which broke my fall. And when I looked up and realized who it was, I realized it was her.
So?
And she kept going. She didn't stop to see if I was okay or anything, because she can't say, now I know she knew who I was, or she would have stopped. So I think she deliberately tried to run me down. No, she didn't. She would have hit the van if she would have hit me. I don't think she wanted to hit the van. She wanted to hit me.
Okay. What kind of work do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher.
How long have you been a teacher?
15 years.
Okay, you were on your way according to your answer to school?
Right,
Back
to
to
run
school?
an errand, yes.
Okay. Do you remember seeing the plaintiff?
Yes, I was driving down the center, the middle of down the street. It's a one-way street, and there was a bicycle in front of me in the middle of the street. As I approached the bicycle, there was a woman on the bicycle. She moved over to the left, and as I got right abreast of the bicycle, I realized it was Bernadette Smith, and I just started driving, and she screamed at me, and she kind of wobbled a little, and I just kept driving straight, and I got to the stop sign, and I looked in my rearview mirror, and I didn't see her on the floor, ground, anything. She's still on the bike. So I turned left and went right to my school, which is a block and a half away, and immediately went in to the principal to tell her what happened. Because there was a restraining order against Miss Smith, there's been a lot of trouble. And the principal...
In your favor?
In my favor.
In your favor?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The principal moved my parking space so my car would be in clear view of the office at all times.
See, now she claimed she didn't even know who I was. This is what she put in her police report, that she didn't even know who she saw a person. Then now she's saying she knew it was me. Yeah, you knew it was me after you tried to hit me.
Ms. Smith, she said she saw a woman riding a bike in front of her. She didn't realize it was you
She
until
knew, yes, she did know it was me.
Well,
She
how
had
do I know
seen me
that?
before. She seen me before riding my bike in the neighborhood, because I ran into her one day specifically when she was walking her class up the street on foot.
Can
And
I ask you- can I
I
ask
seen
you a
her, but
question?
she knew, so she knew it was me.
Can I ask you a question? I don't know whether she knew it was you or not. She'd have to be some nut to try to run you down. That would be ridiculous. Why is there a restraining order against you in favor
Well, at the
of
time,
defendant?
they said I was a troublemaker because I was trying to find out why she was letting so many things go on that was concerning my daughter in her class and never did anything about it.
How long ago was your daughter?
My daughter is now 17 years old.
Your daughter is 17, so
Yes.
she hasn't been in the defendant's class for how
Yes.
many years?
She was in her kindergarten class, so it's been a while.
A while? How about 11 years?
Yes.
What I want to know is if there's a restraining order now.
No, there is not a restraining order now.
Oh, there
She's
is not.
talking about a restraining order back then when she lied to get a restraining order.
So that there is no restraining order in effect now?
No, not that
Not
I
for the
know
last
of.
10 years?
No, exactly.
No, it was in 96 it ended.
In 96? May I see it, please?
Oops, sorry.
96.
Everything in there was she lied about.
Just a minute.
All lied about, so they wouldn't have to deal with the problems. Because I have the restraining order here too, if you want to see it. This is the one, the last one that I know of, and everything in here is a lie.
Okay. Now, was the defendant granted a restraining order against you?
Yes.
And that was well after the time that your daughter left the school?
I was still trying to handle the problems that was going on. My daughter went to school up until she was in the 6th grade there, so I still had to look at her and see her every day. She still caused problems for my daughter and I every day. I had to take my daughter out of the school district, period, because of the problems that they caused. She would make my daughter feel like an outcast in class.
Miss Smith,
And
Miss Smith, you're talking about 11 or 12 years ago. I'm not interested. All I'm interested in, as recently as 6 years ago, the courts granted her a restraining order against you. So there has to come a time when you get over whatever sense that you had that your daughter wasn't treated fairly by the defendant, who was her kindergarten teacher. So you have to get over it. I find that there is absolutely no evidence that she attempted to run.
I have gotten over
Quiet.
that.
By the way, before I rule on this case, let me look quickly. Let me see your hospital records.
I didn't go to the hospital, and I never
Just a
told
second.
anybody that I went to the hospital.
Just answer my question, madam. So you have no hospital records?
No, I don't.
Can I see your doctor's report?
I don't have a doctor's report because I didn't get hurt. I fell. The van broke my fall.
Oh, good. So you weren't hurt.
Yeah, but she
so what are you
tried to
doing
run me
here?
down.
She did not. Goodbye. Case dismissed.
Parties are excused. Party, you're welcome. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Miss Roy, according to your complaint, you rented a room in defendant's home.
Yes,
When did you rent the room?
from January until May.
And what was your monthly rent?
$500.
According to your complaint, there came a time sometime in, was it May, that you had an argument?
Early June.
So you stayed there till June?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was to
You stayed there till June?
Mm-hmm.
You had an argument over Tupperware.
Yes.
As a result of that argument, you say you were assaulted, given an eviction notice, forced to move. You want the defendant to pay you for the assault, pro rata for the rent, because you had already paid June's rent, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Your moving expenses, told you wanted to pay $1,543. So let's take it from. When in June did you have this argument?
June 6th.
Tell me about the argument.
Well, the morning of June 6th, I woke up, and I had been looking for my Tupperware throughout that week. And
what Tupperware?
This Tupperware right here.
Those two pieces?
Yes. So throughout the week and in the morning before work and everything, that's when I had time to ask her. So on June 6th, I knocked on her door, and she said, you know, come on in. And I said, hey, Nicole, you know, have you seen my Tupperware? And she said, no, you know, and went on into, you know, Karina, I need to stop condensing your food down into smaller containers in the refrigerator. And this was the third time that I had asked her for my Tupperware, and she was changing the subject when 2 other times I wasn't getting direct answers, and where she was directing me, they weren't there. Like the first time I asked her.
I'm not interested.
Okay.
Just get to the point.
So I said, look, if I don't get my Tupperware back, I'll just take it off my rent. And she said, well, don't you dare! And she threw her blankets off her, with which every morning.
Just a second, are you telling me you went into her bedroom?
Yes.
To ask? Let me finish my question. You went into her bedroom to ask for those 2 pieces of Tupperware?
Yes, for the
And she was in bed?
Yes.
Go ahead. So she threw her blankets off.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
But, you know, every other
Just answer the question.
Okay.
Tell me, she threw her blankets off and said what?
Don't you dare, you know, and she threw her blankets off, and she ran to the door and slammed it open. She said, I ate it! And she stormed into the kitchen. And I followed her, and she opened her Tupperware cupboard and forced all of her Tupperware on me like that.
Let me explain something to you. Don't get dramatic with me. Okay, go ahead. So she...
And threw all of her Tupperware on me.
She didn't throw all of her Tupperware on you.
Yes, she did. Yes,
How did she
did.
Miss Roy, you're standing there, so what you're telling me, she took out each piece of Tupperware from the cupboard and threw it at you?
No, she has a Tupperware cupboard, and she put her arm on one end of that Tupperware cupboard, and with all of her force, threw it on me, and I was standing behind her, and it landed on me.
Is that the assault you're talking about?
No, and there was one other.
No. Is that the assault that you're talking about?
That's one of them, yes.
And when was the other one?
Then she kept standing there and screaming, you know, how dare you, and don't you dare, don't you even dare, Karina, shame on you, shame on you.
Shh, listen to me.
Like this.
I hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, this is what she was yelling at me.
Go ahead.
And I said, you know, Nicole, you said you were going to take care of my Tupperware, and and on Sunday your maid came, and I haven't seen him since. And she said, there's your answer, Karina. Look in that cupboard there. Look in that one. And I go over there, and I open it up, and it's kind of on the ground, so I kneel down, and there's my Tupperware, and I grab it. And when I'm down, she's leaning her whole body into me, pointing her finger in my face. How dare you? Don't you even dare. Shame on you. That's it. I want you out of here. And she hit my head with her finger. She had all of her weight on me.
Next. So what happened next?
So then I got up, and I'm just like backing away. I'm like backing away. I'm walking out of the kitchen, you know, and she threw her hand up. Damn you, how can you do this? And that's it, Karina, I want you out of here in 30 days. And I'm standing there, and we're standing in front of Anna now, okay? And I said, good. And Anna stood up and said, hey, and looking directly at me, and said, hey, the babies, as she's looking at me. And I had not said anything through this whole entire time.
What did she say?
The babies. The babies.
Hey! Quiet. What happened next?
Well,
you went to work.
As Anna was
You
saying,
went to work?
Yeah, I went to work.
And what happened when you came home from work?
There was a letter in my room.
And what did the letter say?
It said, because of your histrionics and verbal assault this morning, Anna and I agreed that for the sake of the daycare children, you are to leave the premises as soon as possible. I am hereby giving you a 14-day notice.
Okay. You don't deny writing that note? No. Good. Okay. Where did you come to a 14-day notice?
In my contract, Your Honor, I have it's a month-to-month lease.
Yes, so there's usually a 30-day notice.
Right. And because of the daycare, should there be any behavioral or safety issue, I exercise the right to use the 14-day. And also the tenant.
Is there a notice in your agreement giving you the right for a 14-day notice?
Yes.
Let
I'll
me
show
see
it.
it.
Yes, it's right here. And
Can I see it, please?
Yes.
Good.
There's also a 48-hour, but that's for something more serious like underage drinking.
Let me just see.
In my home.
Okay. With at least 14 days' notice given and acknowledged in writing by both parties. Okay, so you gave her a 14-day notice.
My assistant and I decided. Okay.
So that's on the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
When did you move out?
Moved out on the 9th.
30 days, half September, April, June, and November. So what we're talking about is 21 days. Is that right?
No, so I had paid June's rent on May 21st to stay till June 21st.
Oh, okay. So that means that you're only entitled to 12 days.
Yes.
You have a problem with giving her her prorated rent?
I do, Your Honor, because I gave her the 14-day notice.
She moved out before.
And she had announced to me that she would be moving out the following Saturday, which was in a couple of days. And my exact words were, Karina, you're free to move whenever you want, but the room is yours until the 21st.
That's just because you say so.
And
listen to me. Just because you say so doesn't mean that that's so. You gave her a 14-day notice.
Right.
Because you say there was some egregious reason why you gave her short notice. If
Yeah.
she decides not to stay there until that time, that's her prerogative. You have to give her her prorated rent back.
But, Your Honor, the problem is, although she physically moved out, her property was still in the room.
All of her?
Absolutely. No, not all of her property.
What?
The day after she moved, she said she
What was
needed to bring her answering machine in because her phone...
What was in her
Well,
room?
there was a lamp, a pole lamp, and then her ashtray, and she said Saturday night when she moved out, I'm really tired, my ashtray is in there, I didn't even wash it, I'll get back to it later. And I did not even go into the room to clean or anything. When I did go after the 20th, when she got her security deposit back, then I went in there, and these two items were in the closet still.
Is that the other
And
items?
the lamp, she had said when she was moving, she said, you can either give this away or throw it away.
And you should have done that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Karina Roy says former landlord Nicole Zimius assaulted her with Tupperware.
Okay. What items do you think suggest that she still occupied the room? The teddy bear in the cup?
Well,
listen to me. Speak.
The lamp.
The lamp she told you to get rid of.
The ashtray, and these two things. With the kind of ups and downs that we've had in her stay, I was not about to even go into the room, and I didn't.
That's fine. That's your prerogative. You did, you didn't. I don't care whether you did or whether you didn't. Clearly, you gave her a notice because you didn't want her around. You felt as if you wanted to give her 2 weeks to get out. That's fine. I find that she elected to move out before. I believe she's entitled to do that. She doesn't want to be there if you don't want her there. She moved out. She gets her portion of the rent back that she paid, because I don't consider that, a cup and her teddy bear, leaving property in the house so that you couldn't rent the room again if you wanted to. All right. Now next, you want her to pay your moving expenses. Is that right?
Yes.
Wrong. So we've just dealt with that. You don't get your moving expenses. Now, damages due to the assault. I'm prepared to hear you if you want to tell me what your damages were as a result of the assault.
Because of this, I mean, the way I physically felt, okay, was just like somebody just ripped my, I mean, I just felt hollow in here. I mean, I did not feel stable at all. My driving
You're not
has
stable. Anybody that walks into a bedroom, somebody's sleeping in their bed, to ask for 2 pieces of Tupperware and start an argument with them while they're in bed over 2 pieces of Tupperware isn't too stable.
Okay.
To start with.
Well, because
$500 divided by 30 equals $16.66. Clear that?
Yeah, just multiply.
What?
Just multiply.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Wait a second. I'm learning how to use this machine.
Okay, I'm trying to tell you.
Just a minute. Times 12 equals $199.92. That you are entitled to. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $199.92. Thank you. You want to give her back a bear?
Certainly.
Perfect. Bird, would you take care of the bear in the cup?
Sure. Parties are excused. You may step out.
She fought with all the tenants. She fought with me. She fought with my 2 sons who don't even live there anymore.
Absolutely not. I'm such a meek, shy person. I bowed down to them and I stayed out of their way.
And now the next case.
All parties on Habib versus Fields. Step forward, please.
27-year-old tutor Nafisa Habib is suing her ex-boyfriend's friend, 28-year-old bakery worker Anise Fields, for smashing her windshield with a baseball bat.
Ms. Habib, both you and the defendant have a child.
Yes.
And that child was fathered by the same person.
Yes.
So that's how you know each other.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would assume that you don't like each other.
I have no problem with her.
Well, then you think she doesn't like you.
I guess, yes.
Because it's your claim that she smashed the windshield of your car.
Yes, ma'am.
When did this take place?
On January 12, 2001.
Where?
His uncle's house where he was staying there at the time.
This is the father?
Yes.
Of both children?
Yes, ma'am.
You have any other children?
Yes, I do.
How many?
4.
4 other ones?
4 children altogether.
Altogether. How old is your child?
My child is 3.
And yours?
He's 3. My child's 1 month older than her son.
Tell me how it happened that you happened to be in the same location.
January 12th, he called me and asked me to bring over my daughter. He doesn't see her a lot, so I brought her over.
To where he was staying?
Yes. While we were there, I was downstairs in like the lounge area in the basement, and he was upstairs. And I heard some banging on the door. I thought he had locked himself outside the house. So I called upstairs, Rude Boy, did you lock yourself outside?
What's his name?
Rude Boy. By that time, he came downstairs. He said, Anise is outside.
Anise?
Yes.
That's you?
Me. Yeah. I said, are you going to let her in? He said, no, she's upset. She's going to want to fight. I said, fight who? That's when she busted the basement window. She had a bat in her hand, and I saw her. Rude Boy ran upstairs. I stayed downstairs. They were outside. I heard her yelling, what do you think, I'm stupid? Is she in there? Is she in there? I heard him yelling. He said, I'm going to call the police. He came in the house. Apparently she left. He came downstairs. He didn't call the police. We started cleaning up the glass. At that time, I said, Rude Boy, let me drop you off at work. When I went to my car, opened my door, I saw the glass on my seat and saw she bust my windshield. I switched cars with my father, and I went to her house. She invited me in. We talked for a while. The end result of the conversation was that Anise said she was going to pay for my windshield when she got her school money because she didn't have any money at the time. The very next day, after Anise busted my windshield, she called me, and she apologized continuously. Nafis, I'm sorry. This is not me. I don't go around busting girls' windshields. I felt sorry for Anise because I know how it is for a brother to allow you to believe that it's all about you, and it's not all about you. So I felt sorry for her. I said, no problem, Anise, when you get the money.
So, bottom line is, you saw her with a bat break the basement window.
Yes.
But not your car window.
No.
But she did, in fact, tell you that she would pay for it. Okay, let me hear you.
She's lying. Basically.
Why don't you just tell me what happened? You went over
I wasn't there. No, I was not there. No.
Just a second. Are you telling me that you never went to the house?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you.
I think you have to come up with a better story than that. I'm going to tell you why. Because I believe her when she says that you came to the house.
Mm-hmm.
I believe her when she says that she saw you with a bat in your hand and that there was glass downstairs at the basement window. So I think we're going to start over again.
She's lying. He lives there. So he was there. So he can tell you. I was not there.
All right.
She's lying. I don't know. My basement window never got broke. I don't know how you can see somebody break the basement window from the basement. I don't know what she's talking about. Prior to this, she said I broke her window, busted her car up. She told my grandmother I did it. She let a friend of mine use her car. He crashed her car up. She said I did it. I don't know nothing about what this is about.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, Miss Judy, Judge Judy. I'm trying to be calm because I want to cry because I cannot believe that Jamar would sit up here and lie. He was supposed to watch Hanifa, but he said that he couldn't watch her. I didn't even know he was going to be here. Rude Boy, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Shh. Don't talk to him.
I'm sorry.
Can I see the police report, please?
Yes, ma'am. Miss Judge Judy, he also told me, Rude Boy himself told me that Anise had intentions several times to pay you for your car windshield, but things that came up. When I went to her house, I met her mother, I met her daughter, Asia.
You brought your daughter to
I
my
met
house.
her son.
No. Okay, just a minute. Wait.
Oh, God.
I can't believe you, Rude Boy.
I can't believe you.
Oh, it's over.
Never was anything.
Whatever, Rude Boy. Whatever.
If you talk amongst yourselves, you're leaving.
Excuse me.
Tell me why you reported this to the police 2 days later.
Well, I believed Anise. When she said she was going to pay me for the windshield, and when she called me the very next day after it happened, I believed her. My father said, Nafisa, cover your tracks. If you get a police report, then at least you have that in case you have to take her to court. I did not believe it was going to have to go this far. It's only $183. I'm not asking her for cab money or the inconvenience she put me. My sister had to come and get me several times to pick up my children. I worked 2 jobs. I raised 4 children by myself. I don't have time for this. This is so juvenile.
Mr. Jones, do you currently have a relationship with any of the 3 or 4 women?
This one here.
This
No,
one.
he doesn't.
Shh.
I'm sorry.
No.
I apologize.
No.
I'm sorry.
So you currently have a relationship with a niece.
Yes.
How long have you had that relationship with a niece?
Since last year, we started dating each other and being in a relationship last summer.
How many children do you two have together?
One.
One.
Your other two children, do they have the same mother?
No.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher aide, bus aide.
Nothing.
Shh.
I'm sorry. I apologize. He's lying. I'm sorry.
Well, how was she taking me to work if she came over?
Just listen to me.
She's making up stuff.
Listen to me.
I'm sorry. I understand. I apologize.
Teachers aid, bus aides don't
Yes.
make a lot of money.
Small money.
Small money doesn't make 4 children.
No, I make 4 children, but my money take care of my children.
Impossible. Impossible. Okay. Do you work, Anise?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
I work at a bakery.
How many children do you have?
5.
Do all 5 children live with you?
Yes.
You make a lot of money in the bakery?
No, I don't. I also go to school.
How is your family subsidized?
From me working and going to school.
How much money do you make at the bakery?
I make $5.50 an hour.
$5.50 an hour gross does not support 6 people, and he certainly doesn't make enough to support you and your children. What kind of work do you do?
I tutor children full-time, and I work at a floral shop part-time.
How many children do you have?
4.
What other support do you get for your children?
I receive food stamps, and that helps a great deal.
How old are your other children, Mr. Jones?
10, 2.
So you have a new child, not with either one of these 2 women.
Yes.
And shortly after that child was born, you renewed your relationship with a niece. Is that right?
Yes.
Excuse me, miss.
Shh. $183 is what the windshield cost you?
Yes, ma'am.
Pay it. $183. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. Versus Roach. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. McBride, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you.
Yes.
The defendant says he was merely protecting his sister. So I want you to tell me how you all know each other and what precipitated this altercation with the defendant.
Well, I know everybody through Corey, who's my best friend through high school.
Through this gentleman?
Yes. I met his girlfriend at the time through...
Which is girlfriend? Raise your hand, girlfriend. Good. Your name is?
Christina.
Christina. Go ahead.
The night I got a call at work, she was getting kicked out of her house. And
Who was?
Christina. Christina was getting kicked out of her house and needed my truck to get her futon and some other items out of her house. And I went over there and...
Who was she living with at the time?
Her parents.
Okay.
And they were saying vulgar things.
Who was?
Her parents. And a green minivan pulled up, and I didn't know at the time, and he came out and was talking to me at curbside.
Who's he?
Sean.
How is he related to Christina?
My uncle.
You're Christina's uncle?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And he was like, just stay out of this. And I'm like, I am. And her mom came out of the house and were saying things about some of my friends. So
What was she saying about some of your friends?
It was a girlfriend and her age, and saying how I have these relationships with underage girls or something. As words were getting said, he did pull me to the curb talking to me. She came out...
No, you went very fast. Don't slur your words. You are exchanging words with your sister.
Yes. Well, no.
Just a second. Okay. He's exchanging words with your sister, according to him.
Okay.
You pull up. Did somebody call you to come home?
Yes.
Who called you?
My nephew.
And said there's an altercation going on here, come home?
Your Honor, what happened is I called probably about 5 minutes before my nephew called. I was calling up to see, it was a Friday night, I was calling up to see what they're going to do this weekend. I was just talking to her. And all of a sudden, I hear like noises in the background, like yelling and stuff. And my sister says, I got to go, and hangs the phone up on me. Hangs the phone up, not bye, I just got to go bye, and just hangs the phone. Like at this point, I'm thinking, what's happening? A couple minutes later, my nephew calls me up. He says, they're going after my dad. Get over here. I'm like, who? And she said, Corey and his friends. Okay, at this point, I don't know what...
You don't know what happens. You get into your car and you go over there.
Absolutely.
Now, there's no question that once you got over there, there's a whole melee, brothers, sisters, aunts, nieces, nephews, everybody's outside screaming, everybody's outside. Now, I want you to tell me this, sir. I read between the lines in your answer.
Mm-hmm.
You hit him.
Yes, I did.
Where did you hit him, by the way?
Where'd I hit him?
Yeah.
I hit him in the jaw.
In the jaw. What happened when you were hit in the jaw, sir? Your tooth came out, right?
Yes.
Now, he didn't hit you first.
Yes, he did.
No. No. He didn't hit you first.
There's a lot
Mr.
preceding
Roach.
this, Your Honor. There's a lot preceding.
I want you to answer my question. I don't care what preceded it.
Absolutely.
I read your answer very carefully.
Okay.
He did not hit you first. The first person to put their hands on somebody between the two of you was you, because he was disrespecting.
No. He elbowed me in the side of the head earlier.
Elbowed you.
I can't
Broke
even-
my glasses.
Just a second. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, Mr. Roach.
Yes. I can go through the whole thing and tell you.
I'm going to read you your answer, sir.
Okay.
My sister Pam came out of the house and told Ryan and the rest of his friends to leave.
Nothing about girlfriend.
Just a second.
Yes.
I'm speaking.
All right.
At this point, Ryan stepped to the side and leaned over my shoulder towards her, directing profanities at her. I then grabbed him and wrestled him to the hood of my truck.
His truck.
Of a truck.
Yes.
That's what you wrote.
Yes, it's true.
Well, then the first person to put hands on somebody was you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes. Absolutely. No, I never would say anything different than that.
You just did, sir. You just told me that he put his hands on you first, and he elbowed you and broke your glasses, and I said, no, no, no. You got to get your story straight, Mr. Roach, because in your sworn statement to me, you say that he was
I'm not denying
disrespecting
that.
your sister, and you grabbed him and threw him up against the hood of a truck.
Yes, ma'am.
Because he was going after my sister with profanities, I felt compelled to protect her. I told him never to talk to my sister that way. That's what you wrote.
Absolutely. No question about it, ma'am.
So you assaulted him first. Anything that comes
Absolutely,
after that,
yes.
anything that comes out after that, sir. If he resisted you, if he elbowed you and broke your glasses, doesn't make any difference. When
Absolutely.
did you punch him?
That's
When did you punch him?
after this. After all this.
No, so let me see your medical bills. Very easy. Easy case.
No, Your Honor, there's a lot that went into this before this stuff.
Please.
I was just trying to go over there to help out. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I walked over there.
Just so you know.
I see this guy over here by the van yelling to my family. Corey and Chrissy were over at the other car, like by their car. I don't know what's going on. I just walked up. I walked to the sidewalk, and I say, calmly, it's a family matter. Let's leave this. Let it go. Just let this go. He comes towards me. He's right in front of me now. My sister walks up to, right, she's behind me, and she says, "Get off my property." He says, I don't know if I can say it.
Hey, say anything. I've heard it all.
Okay, he says, "You." Okay, at this point, when he says this, he's in front of me, and he goes over. I'm not saying he's assaulting me, but he goes like this, and he's making contact with me. He says, "F you." Okay, at that point,
You assaulted him.
At that point, I grabbed him and threw him on the
You
truck.
assaulted him. That's an assault.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ryan McBride says his friend's uncle, Sean Roach, punched him in the mouth and knocked out a tooth.
You grabbed him, threw him up against the hood of a truck because he called your sister a name. You got mad. That's what
I didn't
happened.
get mad. I mean, I got
You didn't
a
get
little-
mad?
I got a little upset, yes.
Mr. Roach, you had absolutely no right to put your hands on him. I want to know when your tooth got knocked out, sir.
When he was on the truck, I had an 88 F-150.
Sir, I can't understand a word you're saying.
It's a big truck with a roll bar.
I didn't understand anything that you said before that either.
Okay. Well, when he took me, I got out of that. I don't know if somebody pulled him off.
Is he talking very fast, or am I getting old?
It's kind of slurred. Take
Listen
your
to
time.
me. Slowly.
Okay. He choked me on my truck, and he threw my coat up over my head. And when I got out of that, I saw a fist come at me.
So he pulled the coat over
Yes.
you? Did you press any charges, Mr. McBride?
I tried to. I consulted a lawyer, and they said in Oakland.
I'm talking about consulting a lawyer.
Okay.
I'm talking about pressing criminal charges.
I went
with
to,
regard
and the
this
lawyer
assault.
advised me not to, because it would not go over in Oakland County. They don't like these kind of trials, and they would basically throw it out.
Go ahead, Mr. Roach. I'll hear you.
I called the detectives as this was going on because I was concerned what was happening. I called the detectives and I was saying, what's going to happen here. I gave him my statement. He said that his parents.
Don't tell me what he told you.
Okay. His parents were calling up, trying to do whatever they could to get these charges to stick to me. The detective said that there was not a case here. There was no case. They
Well,
were
there
gonna
is a
drop the
case.
charges.
There is a case. That's why I said to you, don't tell me what
He
the
didn't drop the
say.
charges. The court dropped the charges.
Oh, I don't know that at all. Were you arrested?
No.
Then the court didn't drop charges.
No,
How can
that's
the
what the
court drop
detective told me.
charges if you weren't arrested?
Okay, the court may have not have. However the court works, that's how the charges were dropped.
No, they
not
were never
by
dropped
him.
because they were never filed. The detectives decided not to pursue the matter.
Yes.
They probably listened to you when you said that he elbowed you first.
No, I
You
grabbed
just
him
told-
first. I'm sorry,
No.
I misunderstood. I grabbed him first. No question about it, ma'am.
You
No
grabbed him
question
first
about
and
it.
threw him up against his truck.
Yes, no
Okay,
question about
judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of
Excuse me, Your Honor.
$5,000. That's all.
Can I not speak? Because
No,
this is,
can't
it all-
speak, can't
it
say
has
it.
to do with beforehand. He hit me.
Excuse
Ryan
me,
hit me too.
Just a minute. Your bills, sir, are almost $5,000. Can you tell me why you're only suing for $3,000?
In Michigan, they will only allow me to go up to $3,000.
I suppose that's your...
What about him
that's
assaulting
your-
my sister?
Yeah, he hit me too,
That's
Your
okay?
Honor. Before he got hit in the mouth, he hit me. Ryan hit me.
Yeah, so where's your lawsuit?
Well, I wasn't suing him.
Well, he's suing him.
I know, but the whole thing is they were not asked to be at our property. We asked them to leave our property.
Let me explain something to you. Step up. I'll give it to you very fast. How is Christina related to you?
She is my daughter. And
shh. Listen to you. She is your daughter. Up until that time, was she living with you?
No, she had left a couple weeks before that.
She had things in your home?
We made arrangements for her to get him the next day. She came that night, and she also has a truck. She did not need him to bring all these
That's a whole
kids
bunch
to
of
our
stories,
house.
madam. Let me tell you something. He was not there without some legitimate authority. If a person who lived in that house invited him to come, now if he's there as an invited guest, even to just remove her property from the house, you can't assume that you can assault him for staying on your property once you tell him to leave.
She had been gone for 2 weeks. She was not living in our premises. She had been already gone, and we
Your
asked her to
brother
leave.
had no right to assault the plaintiff, period. He really wasn't involved with this. He was doing his friend a favor by coming and bringing his truck. Everything was going to be quiet. All you had to do was, if she wasn't living there for 2 weeks, let her take her stuff and go. I don't know why there was a whole
Because we
argument.
made arrangements, and she had a truck, and we asked for them not to come because I also have 2 sons that Mr. McBride was trying to get my 11-year-old to start a fight with him. The profanities that were being said was from them, not from us.
I like to lie.
Christina.
We've asked.
Quiet. Listen to me. This is not family court. If it were, perhaps I might spend some more time trying to put together what is a story of a broken family. This is the case of an assault. Your brother put his hands on a stranger for using bad words to you. He's not allowed to do that, and he has to pay the consequences of doing that.
I understand
Whether you say that the plaintiff touched you first, that is not why your brother assaulted him. Your brother put his hands on him because he called you a name. That's what he just testified
But
to.
he had his hand raised, and I did file a suit against
The
him.
two popped out afterwards. After he assaulted
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Next time I'll throw him over my knee and spank him. That's what his parents should have done to him long ago. We wouldn't have had this problem.
If my mom actually really cared about me, then maybe none of this would have happened.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Younger versus Hampton. Step forward, please.
37-year-old computer engineer Nancy Younger is suing her former friend, 26-year-old cashier Robin Hampton, for the cost of child support.
Miss Younger, the defendant's son was placed in your care by the courts.
Yes.
And you claim that pursuant to the court order, the defendant who is receiving child support for that child from the child's father, those checks were to be endorsed and payable to you while the child was in your care.
That's correct.
And it is your claim that 6 checks that the defendant received while the child was in your care were not turned over to you. That's what you're suing for.
Yes.
Defendant says you got all the money that you were supposed to. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Tell me when and why the child was placed in your care.
The child was placed in my care in January at Miss Hampton's request.
Why were you willing to have her take care of your
My son was taken away from me in January due to child abuse. My ex-boyfriend.
So the court was going to remove the child from your care.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you asked the plaintiff to take him instead of having him go into foster care.
Yes, ma'am.
How much support were you getting for the child from the child's father?
It was $154 a month.
When was the child removed from your care?
August 28th.
How many checks did you receive?
Well, actually, what I had asked Miss Hampton originally how much child support he was receiving, she told me $154.44 a month. And originally I didn't question that. I assumed that she would tell me the correct amount. What happened was my witness here, this is the child's father, he provided for me a Department of Revenue disbursement report, and I found out he was actually receiving $154.44 every 2 weeks.
Is that right?
When I got paid, I turned them over to her.
You didn't answer my question.
Whatever I received, I'm not sure if it was every 2 weeks or every month. Because I would get a payment and then I wouldn't get a payment. Then I'd get a payment and then it'd be several weeks without payment. So I couldn't even keep up if it was every 2 weeks or every month.
The report shows that it was issued approximately, give or take a few days, every 2 months. I missed...
Every 2 months?
Every 2 weeks, I'm sorry. I missed a check, at least one check every month.
How much money did you receive in total in the 7 months that you cared for the child?
$1,081.08.
That's what you received from her?
The ones that I checked are the ones I received.
$1,081?
Yes.
This is a simple case. Ms. Hampton.
Yes.
Everything that was received by the Department of Revenue during the time that she had physical custody of the child belongs to her. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your answer, you received some checks in September. Is that right?
2.
That money you didn't give her. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
But you know, Ms. Hampton, that they don't send it to you for the week that's coming up. They send it to you sometimes for a month that's passed, for 6 weeks that's passed, because it takes them time to process these things.
Right.
Right? So why didn't you turn over those checks to her?
Because she had no longer had my son.
But that was for money when she did have your son.
He owes me an arrear of child support for 7.5 years.
Step up here, sir. You have a copy of your child support order?
Not with me, Your Honor.
What is the child support order?
The child support order is $154 every 2 weeks.
Is it separated as far as arrears, and what is the current order?
They assess an extra $20 to make up for those arrears. In other words, I was garnished about $174 every 2 weeks on average.
Well, that's what I want to know.
Right.
Just for my own information, you owe her $772. Why was the child removed from your care?
The child was removed from my care because of a call that Ms. Hampton made to the Florida Abuse Hotline. She's made a call regarding every family that the child has ever lived with. She calls the abuse hotline, and subsequently the child gets moved someplace else. And basically the Inspector General report said that the child should have never been removed from my home, that he was not ever in any harm. The department was going solely based on Mrs. Hampton's statements. I have a copy of that here if you need to see it.
I'd like to see it. Where's your son now?
With his father.
This is a 72-page report that was issued by the Inspector General, and I've highlighted the pertinent parts.
All right, I'm not going to get into this report. There are things there that, quite frankly, without reading the entire report, I would have trouble making a determination about. However, suffice it to say that your son is with you now, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Child doing all right?
Much better, in fact. He's now an AB student.
And what about his mother? Does his mother see him?
When she feels like it. We've had about 13 to 14 scheduled visitations, of where she's appeared maybe 6 times.
What kind of visitation is it?
Well, it depends. We have the stay up for 14 to 19 hours a day visits. We have the whole let's go to everyone else's house rather than home.
No, I'm talking about what kind of court-ordered visitation is there?
It's supposed to be a weekend unsupervised.
Weekend unsupervised?
Yes.
Whatever happened with the child abuse case that caused the child to be removed from your care initially? You were charged with neglect.
No, I was charged with failure to protect.
Well, that's neglect. What happened with that case?
It's still going on. The procedure's still going on. I go for reunification May 30th of this year.
Was there a trial with regard to that case? Was there a trial? You had a lawyer?
Yes.
Did a caseworker testify?
Yes.
So there was a trial where you found guilty of failure to protect? Yes. Is that right?
Yes.
Child was turned over to the father, and you have ongoing meetings with the social worker and the child with regard to reunification.
Right.
It's like pulling teeth sometimes.
Yeah, I know. All right. In any event, the child is with the father. You owe her $772. Judgment
Has been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. and Mrs. Thrasher, you took over a store that had previously been leased by the defendants when they were evicted from the store.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that in retaliation for your filing a complaint against them, which you'll get into in a moment, they accused you of theft and had you arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
Those charges were subsequently dismissed, and that's the basis of your claim, the false arrest.
That's part of it, yes, ma'am.
The defendants are counterclaiming because they say that you actually stole a store sign from them and damaged some of their property. Is that right?
Yeah.
What kind of store did you have, sir?
We got a appliance store.
And how long had you been at the location?
Let's say about 6 years.
And when were you evicted?
We wasn't evicted, Your Honor. She raised the rent.
And so you left?
Yes.
So you had a dispute with her over the rent, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. On what day did you leave?
We left in the middle of May.
And where did you move to?
We moved to Hobson.
About how far is that from the first location?
Half a mile.
And what kind of store do you have?
We operate a new and used secondhand store.
And when were you to take occupancy of the store?
At the end of May.
What do you mean the end of
Well,
May?
after the 20th of May.
And what did you find on the 20th?
We found a lot of junk refrigerators, washers, dryers, other odds and ends that were in there.
So what did you do?
We had asked the Coolins to come up and remove the stuff from the store since they were supposed to have it out, and we never could get them to come up here and remove the rest of their stuff that was in the store. So therefore, I transferred the stuff to their new location about 6 blocks down on Hobson Street.
On what date?
This was around the 1st of June. There was 2 or 3 different days that I loaded stuff on a trailer and took it to their new location.
Before June 1st?
It was approximately June 1st, June 2nd, June 3rd, somewhere in there.
Is that about right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now tell me about this problem that you had with them with their phone, with the phone line.
Our man that works for us called me one afternoon at my house and told me that Gary had cut the phone line going to our store and run it in the back door of his store. I went down there and looked at it, and sure enough, he had done it, and I went and pulled the wires out of the terminal box so that he wouldn't have access to our phone service. The next day, my wife and the man that works for us and myself, all 3 of us, observed Gary hooking the phone back up in the terminal box. We contacted the police department. We tried to get them to do something about it, and after about a week, we finally had him cited for theft of services when eventually we did go to court, and he was found guilty of such and fined.
So far, is that correct?
I went to court, but I wasn't found guilty of that.
Yes, you were. You paid a fine.
I paid a fine for
You paid a
theft of
fine
property.
because you pled no contest or whatever you pled. On what date did you pay the fine, sir?
On the 1st, 23rd of 2001.
What?
Well, that's what they got on the receipt.
What month, Mr. Thrasher?
He was found guilty October the 12th, 2000.
Okay. Then what happened, Mr. Thrasher?
We had a problem prior to the phone service. He had also taken our cable TV service. And my wife didn't realize it had been transferred. She thought it had gone out because of some storm damage until she called the cable company the next day. They informed her that I'd come up here and transferred the cable. And they provided her with documents from the cable company showing that where their employee, Robert Williams, went and signed to have our cable hooked up into their location. So then we were without cable. We had to have cable to demonstrate TVs.
When were you arrested on these charges, sir?
April 11th, 2001.
Now, did anything happen between October of 2000 and April of 2001 with the defendants?
Nothing as far as on a personal contact basis, but there were some other items that came about as far as stuff that was left in our store that it was abandoned, and then also the problem with EPA violations, and I have pictures of such that was occurring behind their store. The location of it as far as refrigerators and such, air compressors.
Did you report those environmental breaches?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see the pictures, please?
There's also been problems as far as signs being put up along the streets, at curbside, on the front side of the street, saying 15-minute loading zones, which is restricting people from parking in front of our location. We had to go to the city because of that and get signs taken back down because customers would not stop and shop at our store because of such.
Show these photographs to the defendants, please.
Yeah, that's where we're loading our stuff up.
Okay. Now, you were arrested on what charge, Mr. Thrasher?
Theft of property less than $500.
What property?
This sign right here, which I have a picture of, which is hanging in front of their store. Being charged with theft of property like that, I felt was very detrimental to me and my aviation career and also my military career.
All right. Now, you filed a complaint, Mr. and Mrs. Coolins, on the theft of the store sign that says appliances?
Right.
That's the store sign?
Right.
All right. Tell me about that, sir.
When we did vacate the store, Your Honor, we took the sign down, and we set it by the pickup truck where we're loading. And when we took the load out and got to the new location, we noticed the sign was missing. We went back and talked to Mr.
Thrasher.
Thrasher.
On what
about
date
it.
was that, sir?
That was on May
of 2000.
Yeah, May 2000.
In May of 2000, you noticed your sign was missing.
Right, and we called police also.
Just a second, May of 2000. But he wasn't arrested on this charge until April of 2001.
Right, because we didn't have, at the time when the police officer wanted to make the report, it was his word against our word. So we didn't have no proof. Then later, our sign painter that made the sign come in and said, listen, I see you sign.
Don't tell me what anybody else said.
We saw the sign down the street from us, on the corner.
Where?
Sitting against the building.
Sitting against the building. So you saw your sign sitting against the building.
And I asked my wife to go retrieve it, which she did. And when she brought the sign back, the store owner there come over to our store saying, listen, I bought that sign off of Walt Trasher for $20.
Listen, first of all, anything that you tell me with regard to somebody saying that they bought it for $20, you have that person here who said that they bought the sign.
Maybe I can explain this
Just
a little better.
You have the person here who says that they bought this sign from him for $20.
No, I don't.
Then I'm not paying any attention to that testimony.
Okay.
You got your sign back, right?
Right, we got the sign back.
And after you got the sign back, is that when you filed the police report?
Well, we called the police and told them that the man did take the sign, we got it back. The police officer says, well, you ought to charge him because he did steal the sign.
Baloney.
So we did that.
Baloney.
Well, that's what
Police
he said.
officer never said that to you. Police officer wouldn't get involved in a $20 sign.
Well, it wasn't
The sign
$20.
is worth more than $20. I have a receipt for $350.
I want to tell you that if you got a receipt for this sign for $350,
No, that sign's
somebody was
$150.
smoking something when they paid it.
Well, I don't think a professional sign painter is going to paint a sign for $20. He couldn't even buy the lumber and paint
Hey,
for
listen
that.
to me, Miss Coolins. This is not a $300 sign. My grandson, who was 8, could paint this sign that says appliances on it. Red lettering on a white board is not a $300 sign. In any event, you have no proof whatsoever that they stole your sign. And I assume the case
He
was
had
dismissed.
to have it in his possession to be able to sell it to someone else.
Listen to me very carefully. You're going to pay him for having him falsely arrested because what you did was you retaliated against them because you folks were doing the wrong thing. 100% the wrong thing.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Walt and Michelle Thrasher say, after taking over business space previously occupied by Gary and Karen Coolins, Walt was arrested on false charges. Walt and Michelle claim the Coolins accused them of stealing their storefront sign.
You have no proof that he had the sign in his possession. All you know is you were loading some stuff on your truck and you left the sign there. You put 2 and 2 together. You got your sign back, but since you had already been found guilty of stealing their phone line, which you did, you probably had one of your employees do something with his cable line, which you did. You were annoyed at being sent out of one store to another store when they raised your rent.
Yeah.
So you said, now I'm going to get even,
No.
which is what you did. Oh, yes. That's what you did.
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I just wanted my property back.
You got
was
it back.
taken. But it was
No, you
stolen
didn't.
and
You
sold
got
to
it back.
someone
No, it
else.
wasn't stolen. You left it.
Your Honor.
I did not leave it.
See, Your Honor.
What proof is there? Why would I leave it and go pay $350 to have another
Well,
one
no,
made
that's
just
not-
like it?
Just listen to what your husband said. Pay attention to what he testified to 5 minutes ago. He said, you loaded your stuff on a truck. You went to your new location. You came back and looked for the sign, and you didn't find it.
No.
No,
That's
that's not the way it happened.
That's just what he said.
Well, yeah.
You asked Mr. Thrasher
We
if
asked
he had
Mr.
your
Thrasher.
sign. He said no.
Because he went and hid it. Yeah.
He kept it deliberately, so I would
Your
have
Honor.
to spend money to have another one made.
Boy, there's something wrong with
This
you
man
people.
took 3 truckloads
Yeah,
of
there is
Something
something
wrong with you people.
Yeah, there is.
There is
Threw
something
stuff out
wrong
in
with you
our
people,
yard.
aside from being two slobs. Two slobs, because I just looked at these
Yeah,
pictures.
those are
There
placed-
is no
yeah, in the
reason,
back, we
hey,
stripped
quiet.
appliances.
There is no reason why you should leave your stuff at a store so that he, at his own expense, has to come and take your crap out of the store and move it to your location.
Well, he didn't give us a chance to move the stuff.
Yeah,
He has a key. He keeps the place locked. I'm moving the stuff. We loaded up
You
2 big
had to
stores
be
to a
out
little
on a
store.
specific day, sir. Did you
I
pay
had to-
rent in June?
No, I
Pay
didn't
careful
pay rent for
attention to
June.
me. You didn't pay rent in June.
No.
He was paying rent in June for a store. He couldn't use his store optimally because your junk is still in the store and you didn't come and get it.
Our store was stacked by the bay door, ready to be picked up.
It doesn't make any difference. You had no right to have one toothpick there. And you had 3 truckloads of junk there,
Yeah, but
which
we-
he was forced to move. And as far as I'm concerned, he could have taken that stuff if he wanted to be a not nice person and taken it to the local dump, and you wouldn't have had any recourse whatsoever because your stuff was abandoned. As of the day you vacated, your stuff was abandoned. And he's going to get money for having him falsely arrested because you did it out of nothing more than being vindictive. Now, let's get to your counterclaim. Your counterclaim is you say that he stole your sign, which I don't believe, and that he damaged some of your stuff when he called.
Well, yeah, you're not going to believe that either.
Pay attention. That he damaged your stuff when he loaded it on a truck and moved it to your location.
Well, he threw it out on the location.
I don't care whether he threw it down the Grand Canyon. He didn't have to bring it to your store. You left it there. It was abandoned. Certainly, after the 1st of June, let's say you paid in May, which I don't believe,
no, it was
because he
before
moved
June
in.
that he brought it down there.
You just told me 5 minutes ago when I said to you, is that about right, that he moved it in June 1st?
No, it was before June, because I got the police report right here with the dates.
You said to me,
well, I'm
yes.
sorry, I made a mistake.
I think he's just
then you made another mistake. So what date did he move
I am nervous and I am getting mixed
up.
up.
Yeah, you get a lot mixed
Well,
up. What
I
date
am.
did he move
You
your
know,
property, sir?
Hang on. Can you bear with me 1 second?
Absolutely.
Well, here, let me just show you the dates.
No, just show me the date he moved your property.
6.
6 is June.
Yeah.
I learned
well,
that
that's
in
when
the
the
second
report
grade.
was made. 6/3
So June 3rd.
is when the police report was made. Yes.
June 3rd.
Yeah.
Right. So he could have taken your property and thrown it in the local dumpster. Instead, he moved it to your location. He asked you to move it. You didn't move it. It got trashed. It got... Who cares? Who cares?
We didn't leave it there. We were not even served an eviction notice. We were moving our stuff out as fast as we could, but he was so anxious to move in that store that he wouldn't give us time to move our stuff out. He decided he was going to move it himself.
You had no right to have any stuff there.
Why not? My time was not up.
Yes, it was.
No,
You didn't pay
it
rent in
was
June.
not.
Your husband just told me that.
June.
Your husband
we
just
do
told me
have-
that. Only one person paid rent in June. That was him. So you had no right to have any stuff in his store, in his premises, after June 1st. No right whatsoever. Anything left there was abandoned. And if you didn't have enough time, that comes under the category of too bad. So your counterclaim is dismissed. Now, on your claim for false arrest, you're suing for $5,000.
That plus...
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
False arrest, you're suing for $5,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you believe, and I believe, that they had you arrested out of nothing more than vindictiveness.
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. Your counterclaim's dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It would hurt my career if I was to have been found guilty.
It's been an ongoing feud for a year and a half.
Justice was served.
I mean, no matter what I did nicely or what he did nicely, it wouldn't matter.
Call Judge Judy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bronwyn versus Reed. Step forward, please.
73-year-old salesman Ben Bronwyn is suing 36-year-old dog breeder Renee Reed for $250. Ben says the miniature dachshund he bought from Renee is too big to fit through his doggy door.
Mr. Bronwyn, sometime last year you purchased this dog from the defendant. And you purchased the dog as a miniature dachshund.
That's correct.
Well, the dog, according to you, got a little bigger than you thought a miniature dachshund should be. And this lawsuit is about your demand that the defendant pay for a new doggy door.
Right.
Because your dog can't fit through the little doggy door that you
Not
put
easily.
in.
Right.
Because he got too big.
Right.
The defendant says, it is a miniature, but she says she told you that if you were dissatisfied, she would give you your money back, and you didn't want to do that.
Not an option, Your Honor.
It's not an option because you love your dog.
That's correct.
So why are you here, sir?
I'm here because, first of all, I was told, and I have a documentation that says he's a miniature, right? I have other documentation that says he's not a miniature.
Let me see the standard for the breed.
Okay.
Because even I know a little bit about that. They have to weigh a certain amount if they're a miniature, if they're a regular, otherwise they're ruled ineligible in competition. All right, let's take a look. Let's see what we have here. How much does your dog weigh?
Okay, at this time he's 14.4 pounds.
11 pounds and under is a miniature.
Right,
16 to 32 pounds is a standard.
right.
What are they when they're in the middle of 11 and 16?
I'd say he's an underweight standard.
Between 11 and 16 is sort of a gray area.
Okay.
Either you have a big miniature,
Mm-hmm.
or an undersized standard?
Okay.
What was your intended purpose with this dog? As a pet?
Well, here's all my wife, oh, yes, right, as a pet, right. One that I could easily take for walks, carry around, one that I could handle very, very easily that wouldn't walk me rather than me walk him.
Listen to me, sir.
Yeah.
The difference, you're cute, but the difference is 3 pounds.
Right.
Because if the dog weighed 11 pounds, you wouldn't be complaining. The dog weighs 14 pounds. The difference of 3 pounds isn't pulling your arm out of your socket. She offered you your money back.
That's definitely not an option.
Well, because you love the dog.
That's correct.
So what are you fetching about?
I just wanted to pay for a new dog door.
She didn't have to pay for a new dog door. That's ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, that's ridiculous. I have a Shih Tzu,
all right,
and I wanted a small one.
right,
And it turned out she was an extra couple of pounds more than I thought she would be.
okay.
I didn't go back and complain to the breeder.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. I had to buy a different doggy bag to keep her in because the one I got was for a little teeny dog. My dog got a little bit bigger than that.
Uh-huh.
I got bigger things to worry about, sir. And I guarantee you I made more than $250 for the dog's luggage than I do for my own luggage.
That's
Not her problem. She sold you. It looks to me to be a noisy, but very playful and very frisky little dog.
Uh-huh.
I've seen dachshunds that are bigger, and so have you.
Yes.
Because according
Not
to
many, though, right?
according to your papers, they can get up to 32 pounds.
Oh, yes, maximum, right.
Go enjoy your dog. So yeah.
সকাল হতে মুষলধারে বৃষ্টি পড়ে যাচ্ছে। সকাল হতে অবিরাম বৃষ্টি পড়ে যাচ্ছে দিন দিন। বৃষ্টি থামার কোনো নাম নিচ্ছে না, বাদলের মতো পানি করে সব কিনে নিয়ে গেছে। The rain following in morning today high. This follower name is Madhavi Lata.